7 junior from Dallas, Texas, number 4, Larry Johnson. For Duke at center, a 6'10".
Second three-point attempt, and he's perfect. He runs the floor right now.
Louis on the beat.
The Insiders NBA Draft, a moment that promises to match in terms of suspense last week's ultra-thrilling NBA Draft lottery. Now, Bob Ferry, Pat Riley, and Peter Vesey have been kept sequestered in a special room. They're rubbing shoulders with accountants from the firm of Ernst & Young, and now they've emerged to make public their selections. Here are the rules. Ferry goes first. I chime in second, then Vesey, then Riley, until we've gotten through all the lottery teams and we make our selections. But we got to move quickly. There'll be a 24-second clock on each choice. Once a guy's gone, that's it, just like a regular draft. The Charlotte Hornets have the first pick. As you know, Bob Ferry will pretend that you are Alan Bristow. Start the clock.
Well, if I were Alan Bristow, I would first of all be thinking of Billy Owens. They need a small forward, and Johnny Newman's just not, I don't think, consistent enough to do that job. But if also I'm Alan Bristow, I got to think that they would take, and I would take, Larry Johnson of University of Las Vegas, a 6'7" power forward who can also play the small forward. So that would also give them the opportunity.
Well, he got the selection out. The explanation, cut off at the buzzer. Larry Johnson of UNLV is gone.
Any youngster who has put a basketball through a hoop has visions of becoming one of the NBA greats, to be just like Magic, or Larry, or Michael. but so often dreams are left at the playground. Not so for this group of athletes. College Player of the Year, UNLV's Larry Johnson, on the verge of seeing his NBA dream come true.
Well, speaking of tying the hands, everybody's talking about Charlotte. They'll be the #1 pick. And at the location for the Charlotte representatives, our colleague, reporter Craig Sager.
Well, thank you, Bob. These are the bios and the players available in this year's draft. 8,000 of them in all. If you want another David Robinson, there is one at the University of Missouri, Kansas City. If you want a miniature Larry Bird, take his brother Eddie from Indiana State. But Charlotte's interest focuses on 4 players, although it also varies. The owner, George Shin, is a fan of Kenny Anderson. The coach, Gene Littles, likes the versatility of Billy Owens. The general manager, Alan Bristow, wants the toughness of Larry Johnson. While in a newspaper poll, the fans seem to favor Dikembe Mutombo. So anyway, whatever happens, there's also a 5th option, and that could be trading the pick. Is that rhetoric or substance? We hear from Alan Bristow that the decision was reached this past weekend, and we'll have the announcement in a few moments. Bob?
Thank you, Craig. You see, the fans at the Charlotte Coliseum are excited already as they're awaiting just about 5 minutes from now the selection of their team of the #1 player to be selected in the NBA draft.
Welcome to the 1991 NBA draft. All of the NBA team representatives have been briefed on the draft procedures. So let's get started. The first selection in the 1991 NBA draft will be made by the Charlotte Hornets.
You're looking at the team representatives from Charlotte now. They have less than 5 minutes to make the selection. They're the first team to select in the draft. All right, now let's look specifically at the Charlotte Hornets. What are their needs and what are their selection possibilities? First of all, this is the team. 26 wins last year. They're strong on the outside, shooting the ball from the perimeter. They obviously need a point guard. They're a very young team, but they don't have a lot of strength, a lot of tough guys up front. Therefore, Mutombo is one possibility. Larry Johnson a possibility. Billy Owens is a possibility. And Charlotte, in just a moment, is going to make that selection. And they've had, obviously, a need for somebody big up front.
Well, I think they're going to go Larry Johnson because I think that's who Alan Bristow has his heart set on. I think he feels like that he can come in and be a super player for them. And through all the speculation, I believe that that's Alan Bristow's man.
And I like the Marty Blake, the super scout for the NBA, said, not much to say about Larry Johnson. He can score, he can run, he can play defense, and he is really a man and ready to play right away. Would you agree with that assessment?
Well, they need a man up front. They need someone to help Cheminsky on the boards. They were second from the bottom in rebounding, second from the bottom in shot block. Now, they're not going to get that, but they also need to improve their field goal percentage, and Larry Johnson will help them in that point.
We're going to find out right now. Here is the commissioner, David Stern.
With the first pick in the 1991 NBA draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Larry Johnson from University of Nevada, Las Vegas.
Larry Johnson from UNLV. He says these are his words about himself. I can score from 8 or 9 feet in. I can rebound. I can defend the post. A lot of people have talked about his size, listed at 6'7" throughout his collegiate career. Larry Johnson at the Chicago camp measured in his socks at 6'5.5". But remember, another player who went high in the draft, he wasn't #1, but Charles Barkley, who was always 6'6". They measure him at 6'4.5", and Charles Barkley, of course, has played bigger than that. So here is Larry Johnson, the #1 player selected in the draft of 1991.
You know, Bob, I think another thing that Larry Johnson brings to the Charlotte Hornets is this kid is a winner. And I don't think you can take away from the fact that wherever he's been, his teams have won, and they've won big. They've won an NCAA championship. And I think that when you take an expansion team, you need to bring a kid in with that kind of attitude.
You need some help up front. He's been able to rebound at the high school level, JUCO, and then at Vegas. And you just cannot believe that because of his great work ethic, that he's not going to get the job done, because you're talking about an individual with a 250-pound plus frame. You know that he can move people out.
6% body fat is the term I hear also. This man is chiseled out of granite. You see his 90-91 figures at UNLV, and we look at some of his play at UNLV. But now, this is history. Now we've got to see him perform in the big time.
But you know what? Also, too, I think you have to factor in here is he played on a team with great talent. So he's played in a team concept before, which I think is very, very important, because as you build an NBA team, the better the players get, you have to be a part of the whole program. And I also think that he's going to be able to do that very well.
Well, if they play him at the power position, because of his skills off the dribble, and the fact that he can make the jump shot out, even out to 20 feet, he is going to create a problem for big players at that 6'10" to 7 foot in guarding him.
Now, talking about him personally, here is a young man from Dallas, Texas, who grew up, as someone said, it's as though the worst parts of the ghettos in America had moved to the neighborhood he grew up in. He had to battle his way out of there to go to college. Now his dream is about to come true. He's going to sign for millions of dollars and is going to have his opportunity in the NBA. So that personal side of the story is also something sometime we overlook. We just think of him as a big-time player at UNLV, but this is really a personal dream come true also for Larry Johnson.
Bob, I had an opportunity 2 years ago to go to UNLV practices and watch this team prepare. Larry Johnson's a kid that comes to work and play every day. And I think that UB knows, being a former coach, you'd like to be able to hang your hat on a guy that's going to give you 82 good nights a year, not 40 or 41.
Watching you in the green room with the anticipation, looks like you're pretty relieved.
Very relieved. You know, it was a pretty good wait, and you know, I had a pretty good time, and the players was back confident in me, and I just like to thank God and my family and the players that I play with.
You're the player of the year in high school, the player of the year in junior college, the player of the year NCAA. Makes it all sound easy, but it must have been a lot of hard work, especially coming from South Dallas.
Yes, it was real hard work, but you know, I had some great guidance along the way. You know, my family, my mother, the coaches I had, and you know, I just had a great time, and you know, it's been fun. It's been a pretty tough struggle, but I made it.
So what are you going to do for the Charlotte Hornets?
Well, I'm going to go in. I'm gonna basically offer the Charlotte Hornets that I offered, you know, the previous teams I played on. You know, hard work. I'm going in doing whatever the coach asked me to do, whatever my teammates need me to do, and you know, just try to win.
Well, congratulations. Also, congratulations to Alan Bristol, because he got the man he wants.
Okay, and now Charlotte. Alan Bristow is standing by at the Charlotte Coliseum, where there was a big cheer went up when Larry Johnson was the #1 selection. And Alan, thank you for joining us. Tell us your thinking, your organization thinking on making the selection of Larry Johnson.
Well, certainly it's been a terrific month, and you know, with the selection of Larry Johnson, we feel like not only we've got a quality player, but a very competitive, tough guy, which we felt was a difference in probably the rest of the players that we brought in.
Alan, when I talked to you on the phone the other day, you told me with that first pick you wanted to draft a stinger. Well, tell me what a stinger is in your estimation.
Larry Johnson is a stinger, Doug. He's the kind of player that he, along with, say, Kendall Gill or Rex Chapman, J.R. Reed, some of the young players that we have, we feel like that Larry Johnson is going to fit right in, and we're going to mold our team around our young players, and certainly Larry Johnson is going to be a big part of that.
Okay, Alan Bristow, a question from me. There's been stories in the press prior to this #1 selection about whether or not you or Gene Littles really agreed on Billy Owens, Larry Johnson, Dikembe Mutombo. Set us straight on what your organization thinking was and the unification of your organization on this #1 pick.
Well, we all felt that all of the candidates were very good players. Certainly, we'd all like to be united in one, and we feel like we are now, and that Larry Johnson's going to demonstrate in a Hornet uniform that he is going to be the best player in this draft.
Congratulations to you, Alan Bristow. We hope to talk to you a little bit later in the draft. I know the folks are excited there in Charlotte, and we'll be chatting with you a little bit later. Alan Bristow, the general manager of the Charlotte Hornets.
McKee misses. Sonics are cold. Here comes Gill from Bogues to Johnson. And Larry Johnson with his first bucket of the ball game. The Hornets in transition themselves, lead by 8.
Times they've gotten 12 shots, and they've gone to the line 6 times. It's almost a picture-perfect game plan so far on the offensive end.
Del Curry hands off to Larry Johnson. He's working on Michael Cage at the top. Minute 40 left in the first. Here's Johnson with and hitting. Larry's 2 for 2, actually 2 for 3. Point lead with 19 seconds left to go in the quarter. Here's McMillan. Down to Ricky Pierce. Pierce back out front. McMillan for 3. That's who they want shooting. Hornets will give him that all day. Here's Curry. Curry to Johnson for 2. And the Hornets have owned this first quarter. 2 seconds left at the buzzer. McMillan short. And Seattle's been real short here in the first.
If this
We've
game
got
was
a long way to go.
If this was at the Coliseum, they're standing ovation.
41-27, Hornets.
Alone.
Hope the Hornets don't crash to earth on the shooting percentage, but that certainly is a nice figure to try to maintain.
Keep the ball movement and keep the weak side cutters active.
But your point is, if you're still making layups or shots like that, then that percentage will stay up. 8 points.
And you can afford to take more shots if you're getting layups.
Larry Johnson now has 5 attempts. He's 4 for 5 tonight, and the Hornets lead it here by 16. Johnson hits from the side. Eddie Johnson for Seattle. Look at Elliott Perry pushing quickly. Larry Johnson gets Kemp in a bad spot. Now we've got a whistle and a foul. The foul is going to be charged to Sean Kemp.
And this is a nice part of Larry's game that has been getting better, and that is putting it on the floor because it makes him a double threat. Instead of the power game on the box, now he can extend the game. See here? Attack the basket, draw the foul. He'll take the easy 2.
You know, when he crossed over, Kemp was gone. That was it. He had to foul.
He disappeared. The scouting report is Johnson doesn't put it on the floor that well. Kemp read the old one.
Larry Johnson with 9 points on the night. See, all of a sudden you sit there and you say, oh, he hasn't scored yet, and then boom, next thing you know, he's in double figures.
Yeah, he'll go 3 trips, get a quick 6.
45-29, Hornets by 16, 10:46 left in the first half. Benjamin's back into the ball game now as Casey Jones shuffles the lineup. Eddie Johnson from behind the screen. Shot partially blocked by Frederick. McMillan there to board it. Johnson gets the rebound. Perry down into front court.
Smart play to back it out.
McMillan grimacing. He's had a groin problem. It may have flared up again. Here's Fletcher from the corner. Johnson tears the rebound away from McKee.
Oh, nice.
With a stick back. About packing for the road. Making that long trip. The Hornets doing this for the longest time this season. Johnson with a fadeaway. He's in double figures with 12. Hornets lead it by 17.
Shot off. He likes what you call a rhythm dribble. Put it on the floor to get it off.
Benjamin can't get it. Kemp can't tip it, but McKee controls. And he has it knocked away by Bowes. Here comes Gill. 3-on-2 break. Johnson. Oh, wow. Larry Johnson for 2. He'll participate in the All-Star Slam Dunk competition.
Look at him smile. He said, yeah, guys, I got more of that stuff for you.
High percentage shot deluxe. Gets fouled by Kendall Gill.
Yes, Ricky Pierce.
That is Ricky Pierce's, believe it or not, first field goal of the game.
Well, 105, close to 105 temperature last night, but here's the smile. You know, he comes right here, and he gives you that little grin running up and down the floor because they tried to shot block on him and they couldn't do it.
On court now, the Hornets lead by 9, 75-66. Johnson over Cage. Larry Johnson with 16. Alan Bristow rests troops for the critical fourth. Fleckner at the top.
See, they're attacking at all points now.
Fleckner has it stripped by Cage.
Oh! Okay, guys. The power game low got it cooking, got the open court game going, and that's allowed them to get back in this and take the lead.
Johnson down the lane. Still plenty of time left. And Larry Johnson has taken the game into his hands with 18 points.
That's a power layup.
Score tied. As the field goal percentage, it fell out in the third and the fourth for the Hornets. Whistle. Offensive foul on Sean Kemp.
Offensive foul.
That's his third.
Kemp is third.
The intensity on Johnny Newman's face and Larry Johnson. I tell you what, and along with Kendall Gill, they have come to play. And Kenny Gaddison just said something to them guys. He said, let's do it.
Johnson at the top. Moving past McKee, who's an excellent defensive player. Great shot clock. They kick it to Newman in the corner for 3. Yes! 3-pointer for Johnny Newman. 19 points for Jay New. Big basket for the Hornets. They're up by 3.
Well, anytime he wants to miss a layup and hit a 3, that's okay.
Pass into the paint.
Good defense.
By Kendall Gill. Here comes Johnson. Off to Kendall. Gill in the front court. Down to the lane. Yes! 11 seconds left on the shot clock. Johnson has it out wide. Johnson, nice change in direction.
Oh, nice play.
Goes in for the basket. He puts the Hornets up by 3. He's got 20. And Seattle wants time.
I'm out, Seattle.
With 1:10 to play.
Straight trips, Larry Johnson has been the go-to guy. Watch this move and watch his reaction after he finishes the play. What a finish. Now watch him right here. See, he yells. The challenge was on because they dared him to bring it down. That's exactly what he did.
Pierce with Gill on it. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Pierce the drive, doesn't get it. Kemp the rebound, does! Hornets call time as Sean Kemp gives the Sonics the lead. 10 seconds to go. Johnson on the drive. Oh! Just missed. Kemp for the rebound. And the Sonics call timeout.
Oh, what a tough break. Big on the inbounds pass. As we said earlier, on the inbounds from underneath.
He's going to put Rich King, their first-round draft pick at 7 feet out of Nebraska, on Gill as he inbounds. Look for Newman or Curry to get this shot away. To Johnson at the buzzer of the town. Oh! Hornets win it! Hornets have defeated the Seattle Supersonics on Larry Johnson's last second shot.
Unbelievable!
117-116. Unbelievable!
Oh my goodness!
Larry Johnson.
And that was the poor guy that took it to the basket, had it come in and out. Poetic justice. Watch this one, folks, and just enjoy it.
Whether they're on the road or
Great call by the officials. There's no chance to come back from that.
And tonight they sing in the streets of Charlotte.
The final, the Hornets in overtime, 117-116 over Seattle. We'll be back. Player of the game, our Budweiser player of the game, Larry Johnson. He finished off with 24 points, and the last 2 were the sweetest.
See, Johnny Newman comes up and draws the D. Johnson catches it one-on-one. Ooh! That's the sweetest roll you will ever see in a basketball game at any level.
So, it's the Hornets winning in overtime on that shot you just saw. 117-116. We'll be back with more right after this. Series. And we thank everybody for staying up with us, especially the crew here in the hall, Jim Roller, Mike Ireland, and, of course, Carol Narkamy. All the pictures and everything that you saw here tonight. Larry Johnson puts the Hornets up for Jerry Valancourt. I'm Steve Martin. Good night from Seattle.
First competitor will be Larry Johnson from the Charlotte Hornets, formerly of UNLV, a powerful dunk artist. And by the way, we're going to be joined, you'll hear them on mic, with D. Brown, the defending champion, Magic Johnson, and Isaiah Thomas. The first dunk of the night.
See, he does this so quickly. He hits the backboard and takes it to the other side.
There's the score, 44.8. Remember, 50 is a perfect score. Not a bad score for Larry Johnson on his first dunk. A lot of the competitors feel that consistency early and saving some of the big moves for advancing. Larry Johnson and Stacey Augmon.
Little strategy here now. He's thinking about what he wants to do.
He's going for it.
Oh! that woke him up.
Yeah, it sure did.
Magic Johnson.
That's right.
Oh, another look from up high to slam Cam. Ouch! You gotta love it.
But only a 46.9 from the judges for a total of 91.7.
There we go. They love it over here.
Larry Johnson.
I watch him. He comes on the right side, gets up with power, goes on the other side. Bam! Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Grace for a big man. They haven't seen a big man with that much grace and that much quickness in this league in a long time.
And that's the highest score of the night, 48.6 for Larry Johnson. So these judges were able to see through the quickness.
Yes, and the power. Here's a man. Here's a man that everybody is now, I think, their favorite right now because he's dunking with power. And I like him because he's always thinking about what he wants to do. Here it comes. Yes! Yo, grandma, right there. Doug, you got some glide, and you got some power. The big fella.
That's going to be hard to beat.
Yes, it is.
Do you see how quickly that ball went through the basket? It was boom. I mean, with power and quick. Now, John Starks.
Well, he's going to have to do something else. They just got to do something else. I've been here, 12 years now, and this is the quietest I've ever heard a crowd for the slam dunk, ever.
You may have a point. Maybe we have to put defense into the slam dunk, Magic.
Yeah. Hey, John Starks would have won if we had defense. A guy in front of the basket.
Larry Johnson. Misses. He'll get a chance to replace it.
I just don't think that Judge, I got to keep buying the bounce. They're not going to keep buying that. It's hard to keep bouncing it. It's hard to keep bouncing it. They want something else, yeah. That's a good point, Isaiah.
So Larry Johnson misses here. Now remember, here's the rules in the finals. You're allowed 3 dunks, and the top 2 scores count. So even though Larry Johnson did not do well on that one, he will be able to go with his other 2 scores to count on the total. Possibly that'll help him out, but it does apply a great deal of pressure.
Isaiah, he's had the crowd in his hands the last 2 dunks, Larry Johnson. Why would he now go to the ball when and hasn't been working all night, and when he's overwhelmed the crowd with the power dunk?
I don't know. I think what happened is a lot of these guys came into the dunk competition and they didn't have a game plan. D. Brown sat here and he said he had 10 dunks that he knew he could do. I think some of these guys are just making it up as they go along.
Larry Johnson struggling here. I agree with you, Magic, having trouble getting a grip on that ball.
I don't understand that at all. You stay away from this. You come in and you try to tear the rim down again, that's going to get you the score. That's going to get this crowd going crazy. You know, this bouncing thing haven't got anybody a high score all night. Maybe 40, 41, 42, but that's been the extent of it.
Well, it's not creative. Like we said, the bounce lob has been done since Bud won it in Dallas.
Right.
And you got some tough judges over there.
And they're like 2 on that dunk. Remember, 3 dunks in the final round, and they get to throw out the lowest score here. So Larry Johnson still alive, even though he had only 33.5 on that first dunk. Larry Johnson has a look in his eye as he came over here in front of our table. Let's see if that converts into some points here. From midcourt.
That's the one he should have tried before.
Okay? And the miss. Remember, he won't get to replace that one.
With Michael and Dominic Clyde, they tried those dunks. They would play to the crowd. They would make them wait for about 15 seconds, build up, get the anticipation. And then when they finish the dunk, they would hang on the rim and, you know, just more style. Right now, these guys are just coming in with a simple dunk, and the fans aren't buying it because they're used to seeing better.
Well, they're not buying it, and they're leaving on top of it.
Only 32.5 for that Larry Johnson.
Well, we'll make sure this don't happen tomorrow.
It will definitely not happen tomorrow.
with the hands. Good defensive stop right there. Save the bucket. Watch out. Whoa. One leg. John Soup Williamson, huh? Super John.
What a move by Larry Johnson.
Starting to warm it up a bit.
Rebound. Johnson, his third of the ball game.
Oh, look at that
Nice
quickness.
move. And the foul. Dudley will pick it up.
See that? Watch Larry Johnson fill this break, though.
Nice feed to Gill, who puts it home.
Both Blaylock and Chris Moore.
Johnson. Smooth.
Is he ever?
Getting next to Dudley, he looks 6'7", at least. Frederick. And he puts it on. And not hand, DC 9 of 12 from the floor. Johnson, what a nice move.
Oh. Some tired legs from last night.
This was 5 in a row here in this third quarter. Good look by Johnson to Kendall Gill.
There's that ability that you talked about.
Kenny Gaddison. Johnson, offensive rebound and 2.
Check the air in that basketball.
He almost first 2 of this third quarter. Johnson right back. They're one hot basketball team. J.R. Reed has it. Nate George giving him trouble. That's a tough pass.
You're going to strain.
The only man who could have grabbed that and put it home.
There's a strength move.
The Gaddison puts it home. Pretty big.
He has good acting qualities, too.
So much written about Wingate over the last couple of days. Morning with another block. Let's see if that leads to a field goal. It does. Larry.
Parade from the field goal, Alonzo Mourning. One miss was way out by the three-point range. Mullen just tried to force it in. It wasn't there.
And Curry comes away with it. Here's Mourning with a ball fake. Gets it off to Larry Johnson. Nice poke. Shoots it over to Johnson. Bogues. Good defense by Hardaway, but inside the Larry. 66-54 Golden State. Bogues. What a penetration by 14 for Grayer, playing with a strained right quadricep tendon. Johnson fakes right, goes left. Was unselfish to a fault.
Yeah, that would be a good description.
As Jeff Grayer checks over the shoulder of Johnson, makes his move, swatted by
a 20-foot shot from not a great shooter. The transition game has disappeared.
Look at this. Here's some inspiration for the Hornets. Del Curry coming back. Got injured earlier, sprained his ankle, and he does not come back. Del Curry from three-point range. Charlotte winning the battle of the boards. As you might expect, with Mourning and Johnson in there. He beat. Here's Kevin Lynch inside to Johnson. Back to Lynch. Mourning. Terrific catch. Gets it to Bones. The big rebound.
He comes into the NBA living up to all the things they did in college, like you did at UNLV, going to the NCAA championship and so forth for Tark. And then you come and step right in, become Rookie of the Year here a year ago, and to play this year, you're as good as anybody in the league at the forward spot. That's a special art and something you got to be proud of.
I'm very proud of it, Chick. You know, I've tried to work hard throughout my basketball career in the high school, college, and in the pros. And I've been fortunate to be on good teams. When I say good teams, not only talent-wise, I'm talking about personality-wise, and you know, the chemistry of our team is good, and the chemistry of our team at Vegas was good. You know, not all guys get the opportunity to go to the NBA, and you know, I just cherish that honor and just take the time while I'm here and try to make the best of it.
You were Rookie of the Year last year. This year he's going to be, of course, in the All-Star game, and he'll be a star in that game. This guy was a boxer for 4 years. Did you ever win?
Oh yeah, I won all the time, but it was harder than basketball. That's all.
When he was in Skyline High down in Dallas, Texas, the people in his class said most likely to succeed. And boy, did you do that.
I love it. You know, I'm glad that my peers, to be voted most likely to succeed by your peers is a special honor. And, you know, I just take it in stride, and I hope they can see me now.
Yeah, but you got a special kind of mama that reared you.
Oh, yeah. That's that special type that when you need that loving, she's there for you. And when you need to be put back in your place, she's also there, too.
A little spanking?
Oh, yeah. Big spanking.
When you were in 7th grade, I understand you were 6'2" at that time.
6'2", 6'1.5", somewhere.
You've always been a big man.
Oh yeah. As far, I mean, when in junior high, when I was 6'2", I was always taller, but not as much muscle. I didn't start filling out about in my sophomore year in high school.
You think you're remarkable rebounding as well as scoring, 22 points a game, 10 rebounds, 4 assists a game, all the things you do. Is it a combination of muscle and size and skill?
I think so. Also speed. To be playing a power forward in this league, normal power forward height is 6'8", 6'9", and you know I'm 6'7", 6'5" with my shoes off, and you know I try to make up for it with some muscle and my speed, and it works out for the best.
Speed and quickness.
Speed and quickness.
Hey, you know, this guy reminds me so much of Magic Johnson. He's got, look at his tooth here, the gold tooth. Yeah, that's one of the fights he lost. But when he walks into a room or into this building, it lights up. It's a special thing, God-given.
Thank you, Chick. I appreciate it. I think so, because it's not nothing that I'm trying, just trying to be myself.
Yeah, you're trying to be yourself, Grandma Ma.
Well, her too.
How about that? Isn't that wonderful?
I love it. It's a commercial that I get a kick out of doing, and it makes people smile, and you know, I have fun at doing it, and we want to do something different from the ordinary.
I understand that you and Converse are going to do some more of those.
Oh yeah, there's more in the future for Grandma.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chick. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Larry Johnson, ladies and gentlemen, on the Lakers Basketball Network.
Earlier, plenty of new faces on the All-Star scene. Two of the more exciting ones are Larry Johnson of the Hornets, who will start for the East, and Sean Kemp of the Seattle Supersonics, who will come off the bench for the West. There with Hannah Storm. Take it, Hannah.
All right, thanks, Bob. Now, these two guys have something in common with the man you've been talking about, Shaquille O'Neal. That's power, size, and quickness. And, Larry, is that the prototype for the new NBA star, do you think?
I would hope so. You know, you find these guys coming in playing the 4 spot and the 5 spot. They all have that package with them. And, you know, to be a good player in this league, you got to have that. And I think Sean may have it a little bit more than me, but I'm trying to get there.
At forward, one of the brightest young stars in the NBA. He's an all-star and has started only his second NBA season, leading the Charlotte Hornets to their best record ever, the 1992 NBA Rookie of the Year, Larry Johnson. At the other board is one of the NBA's best all-around players.
And I'm sure that Tim will tell you that a lot of his skills came from watching Isaiah.
Well, Larry Johnson saving the second miss from Isaiah, and Shaq has 13.
And it's Pippen beating everyone down court. And to follow, Larry Johnson of the Charlotte Hornets, his first points.
Larry Grandmama Johnson.
Keeping the Johnson name going. It's 1 of 7 left in the NBA. Surname Johnson since Magic retired. That 22nd timeout.
Looked like Scotty might have heard a few footsteps here, thinking that Charles might be going up for the blocks. He just kind of lays it up there, gets out of the way, and lets Larry follow.
Like I say, he's going to get most of them, if not all of them, and that's just a tribute to him. You know, really nice move right there by Larry Johnson.
Responsible for it. Both players on the bench right now. Johnson in now.
And Johnson is in, but it's like he's not on the court. Right here, he's going to lead the break. Johnny Newman with a hellacious finish, and the lead is 17.
But give Larry Johnson credit. He's been taken away offensively, but he's doing other things, and he's very unselfish, giving that ball up to Newman, who finished with the authority here.
Years ago, led the Big Ten in scoring his senior year.
Another turnover.
This will be uncontested. Good hustle by Doug West. Kendall Gill probably could have made the layup. Uncontested, but when you're leading by 21 points.
Ball has not scored yet. Until now.
Scored. Larry Johnson with the facial on Christian Lee.
How about an 8-0 run? No.
Here's a Larry Johnson leading the break. He had plenty of assists in the first half. This time he'll score as Tony Bennett gives it right back to LJ. Johnny Newman, Larry Johnson also on that side. Double team comes. Newman, the touch pass to Alonzo Mourning.
That was beautiful. Excellent teamwork between three teammates that time. First of all, the willingness to give it up out of the post by Larry Johnson, and then the quick touch pass to Newman to a wide open Mourning.
Larry Johnson, unfortunately, is an air ball. And Johnson will lead another break. It went down somehow, some way, and Larry saying hello to the folks in the front row.
Well, you know they must be up by a large margin when a player can walk along the bench, the fans that is, and give 5 to everybody. Look at this. You also know it's going right. Sometimes it can be a defensive liability because of his lack of height.
Good effort by Wingate. Here is the assist, number 10 for Larry Johnson. And Larry has the triple-double. And you hear the announcement in the background. The first ever triple-double. The pump of the fist. 11 points. 12 rebounds and 10 assists for Larry Johnson. The crowd acknowledges the solid effort. And let's remember, Larry Johnson did not score until there were about 4 minutes remaining in the first half.
Finally, Larry Johnson steps inside to get the rebound.
Now here's where they are tough. They have 5 guys, they all can run.
Alonzo Johnson kept it alive for Bogues. Johnson with the offensive board and the putback. Larry Johnson.
5'3", 144 pounds. Absolutely incredible what he is doing in this league.
200 games here at Charlotte Coliseum that has been sold out.
Like we said early, you must take care of your defensive boards tonight because we've
got some scorers in Gill and Newman. And this man, Larry Johnson. Tough inside move.
Offense.
Jordan has 12.
The percentage, all high percentage shots.
Nice play. Gill gets it into Larry Johnson.
We're closer than Kendall Gill on that play.
Michael is 5 out of 6. Tough shot from Larry Johnson. Turnaround, Phil. Bogues.
Nice pass.
Gill missed it, and then Grant couldn't get it, and Larry Johnson. Morning, see the big hands, Bogues.
Nice pass.
Finds Gill, steps back, misses, rebound, Johnson. Tough move. 7 on the shot clock. Bogues is open. And he hits it.
Roll, and they're just getting under because they know that Bogues will not take the jump shot.
Larry Johnson spinning. Very tough.
No double team. There comes Michael.
Good pass to Gill.
Battle down inside. Larry Johnson and Grant really fighting for position.
Johnson spins to the baseline. Gets down inside. Goes to his left hand and misses it. He was more successful with his offhand last time. Bogues into Larry Johnson.
Pippen on the hip. Now just watch this. See, this is a good look and a great move. Once again, the ability to shoot with your left hand.
Jordan went to the left hand, blocked by Mourning.
Great play.
Beautiful pass from Bogues.
We're going to show you the great move. Now watch Mourning catch up here now and get the block. Now at the other end of the floor, here's Johnson starting to break. Now once he hit Bogues has a guy open to his left, but he makes the right choice. Reward those big guys.
Larry Johnson posted against Horace Grant. The fadeaway jumper. Johnson has been electric tonight. Larry Johnson. First time at the line.
Oh, he's had to work so hard against 91 NCAA Player of the Year. 2 times before that, JUCO player.
Under a minute to go.
Got to take the charge here.
Oh, and count it! And count it! Would give the Hornets a 1 point. The Bulls are going to call timeout as you look at it again. At the free throw line, he's 2 for 2. 3 for 3. Charlotte. Exactly. 3 for 3 at the line. 4 for 4. He got them both. Moving straight over there. Mourning flailing away in front of Scotty. Stolen! The Charlotte Hornets have upset the Bulls.
Larry Johnson is with us right now. Now, Larry, you were in the back there on that play that we just showed, and you had 2 guys to cover. The guy in the corner and also Cartwright going to the front of the rim.
Right. I was playing the bottom side, and our idea was for me to take any guy that went low. And they did a little switcheroo, and David Wingate was supposed to take the guy that went high. But nobody went high. They both went low, so I was just trying to play them both.
Hey, by the way, I saw you in the locker room tonight with that yellow jacket.
Yeah,
and I said you were going to have a big one. You had a great game.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. We needed this when we wanted to come out and play hard and just be competitive. You know, Chicago is a great ball club, and they have the best player in Michael Jordan. So we just want to come out and be very, very competitive.
Larry, the Chicago Bulls losing here tonight means one thing to them. It means they don't win the Eastern Conference because the Knicks won. You may not have known that. You could very possibly start, Charlotte, against the Chicago Bulls if you're 7 and they're 2. What did this game make as a statement to you about your ability to play the defending world champions?
It meant a lot. You know, it's a big momentum builder if we have to face those guys in the first round. I mean, those guys, we've beat them here this year, and we've beat them up there in Chicago. So I think that they'll come out playing hard. And the talk around the league is nobody wants to play the Charlotte Hornets in the first round. You know, they call us sleepers, and we'll take it. That's what we want to be, a sleeper.
You might be just awakening, huh?
I think so. I hope so.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I thought tonight, though, Larry, this is one of the team's better games because you could have faded when they rallied and went ahead. You could have gone in the tank. You know, what kind of a statement does this make for this young club?
I think it makes a big statement. You know, that's been our trademark this year, is to get out to a big lead and then lose it at the end. And what we wanted to do was just be close throughout the ball game. We really didn't want to try to. If we'd have got a big lead and held it, fine. But you know, going into the fourth quarter with 3-4 minutes to go, we just wanted to be in a situation where we gave ourselves a chance to win the ball game.
Well, Larry Johnson, you made a statement tonight. You played against one of the best defenders in the league in Horace Grant one-on-one, and you were able to score on him down in the post. To what do you attribute that ability of yours tonight?
Well, you know, Horace, like you said, he's a great post defender. And,
yeah.
What I was trying to do is use a little power. You know, he got 3 or 4 inches on him. He's real tall. So I was trying to get him post up as close as I could to the basket. And then if that didn't work, once I popped out, you know, I was going to test Horace forward.
I'm Larry Johnson. Some call me LJ. I love the dunk.
Larry Johnson. Johnson, whoa, that was big. Pass to Johnson. Dunking Larry Johnson to Frederick. Drop it off for Johnson.
I love this game.
It's obvious that Larry Johnson loves his work, but he still knows that to be a power forward in this league, it takes not only hard work, but also a hard-nosed attitude.
You gotta have the toughness. Ain't nobody tougher than me. Maybe something better, not tougher.
Johnson developed his confidence and tough guy image back on the playgrounds of his old neighborhood.
Back in South Dallas in Texas, we was always taught never back down. Go out, play as hard as you possibly can play, and you're just as good as anybody out there. You don't go out on the floor saying he's better than me. You go out on the floor saying I got skills, you got skills. Let's match them.
But before he's ready to match skills with the NBA's best, Johnson spends endless hours in the weight room getting pumped up for the competition. What?
Malone.
Bowles to Johnson.
Whoever.
Under a minute to go. Got to take the charge here. Oh, it was in! And count it! The foul is on Armstrong.
But it's not just LJ's competitive drive that's made him a fan favorite. It's also the sheer fun he seems to have while he goes about his business.
Look at him smile. He said, yeah, guys, I got more of that stuff for you.
That's my game face. I have to have a good time. Coach Briscoe, he's always telling us, let's have fun. Let's go out there and have a good time. And, I'm going to have a good time when I'm out there. And I'm going out there laughing, joking with my teammates. I just try to be myself.
Let's go.
The one place he is not himself is in his commercials, where he plays his now famous grandmama.
Action. They're so light and so fast, my grandmama can whoop you.
I had fun. I thought that it was going to be a big hit. I didn't take no acting lesson. I had fun doing it, and it's something that, we're going to keep doing it and trying to get it better and keep striving, and hopefully it'll be real big one day.
What's up, man? Just chilling?
That's it. Grandmama?
Yeah.
Johnson's zest for the game has not only made him one of the league's most popular players, it's also helping to drive him to become one of the best.
I just didn't want to come in this league and be another player. I just want to be, if anybody talk about a younger generation, or anybody talk about when a league is laying on the shoulders of this younger generation, this guy, I want to be one of those guys.
NBA seasons, he has quieted what few critics there were. His all-round play has helped to make the Charlotte Hornets one of the most interesting teams in the league. In fact, so interesting that they merited a visit from our Quinn Buckner.
The league is full of hot young guns eager to fill the void left by Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. But only one of them is tough enough to wear a dress and a pillbox hat.
Let's go.
But before he was Granny, Larry Johnson was the #1 draft pick in 1991 and expected to make an impact.
Here comes Grandmama.
He did. He was the Rookie of the Year in 1992 and grabbed a starting spot in this year's All-Star game. Now, as he leads his young team into the playoffs for the first time, his name is the one heard around the league.
Hey, Grandmama!
If someone says Larry Johnson's name in that quote-unquote star status to replace the Magics and Larrys, then you just have to take that as an honor and take it. Just to be mentioned in the same sentence with those guys is a great honor.
Johnson's path to the NBA was a steep climb. As a kid, his teammates came from the turbulent streets of South Dallas, where basketball was more than a game, it was a detour from trouble.
Basketball was real big in my neighborhood. We loved it, and it was a type of situation where we loved it to the point where we fought. If you was going out there being competitive, no one wanted to lose. So, that really developed my game as being tough on the floor.
When he arrived, many scouts thought Johnson was too small to play power forward. It's true he wasn't big, He just played that way.
It was kind of hard to play those guys who were 6'10", 6'11", and have 4 or 5 inches on me, but I try to make up for it with a little bit of strength.
Whether it's down low in the post or it's outside shooting or handling the ball on the break or whatever, I mean, he's going to do whatever it takes to survive.
But not without his grandmama.
Watch out. There's a new granny in town.
The success of these clever commercials made Johnson's star shine brightly. And not just for basketball fans. But whose star is it? His or Grandmama's?
A lot of people was recognizing Larry Johnson as Grandmama instead of Larry Johnson. You know, I was fortunate enough to play an all-star game this year, and I think Larry Johnson is getting Grandmama a run for her money.
Johnson took the Hornets on a run of their own this year. And if anyone still doubts his leadership, take another look at what he did against the Bulls just 1 week ago.
2-point Bulls lead, under a minute to go. Oh, and count it! And count it!
You asked me to do it again, I probably couldn't do it in 100 tries, but I did it when it counted.
But now his inexperienced team is in Boston, facing what Charlotte covets most, a winning tradition.
There's a lot of tradition in that building. I've watched those guys play when I watched those guys do moves, and I'd go out right after the game and try to do those moves.
It doesn't matter who or what got the Hornets into their first playoff series. Right now, they're a team all dressed up and ready to go.
Is the NBA on NBC, the 1993 NBA playoffs.
That TNT begins its playoff coverage at the historic Boston Garden, where 16 championship banners hang from the rafters. It's the 40th year the Boston Celtics have reached postseason play, with tonight representing their 454th playoff game, the most successful franchise in NBA history, squaring off against a Charlotte Hornet team who's in the playoffs for the first time ever. It's the youngest team of the playoffs going against all that Celtic tradition. Well, you talk about this Charlotte team. They have the big three. Can the big three of Alonzo Mourning, Kendall Gill, and Larry Johnson have enough talent to defeat this Boston team?
Well, I think it's important when you talk about the big three. What are their contributions? For Kendall Gill, he must play excellent defense against Reggie Lewis. For Alonzo Mourning, we know he's averaging 20 points, 10 rebounds. He'll be matched up against Robert Parrish. For Larry Johnson, 20 and 10, also 2 guys on the same team bringing those kind of statistics.
Well, the Celtics won the regular season schedule 3 games to 1, but the Hornets won the last game here, the first time ever in the Boston Garden. Celtics, Jake O'Donnell, Billy Oates, and Terry Durham in charge of the game. And we talked about the playoff experience. Look at this, Doug. 259 games represented by the Celtics.
Well, that brings us into what's Charlotte going to do with all this energy and all this excitement in the first 5 minutes of the game. You know they're pumped up. Will they channel it in a positive way, or will this first 5 minutes of this game be ugly for them? We'll have to wait and see.
Last 27 games at point guard after really struggling early in the year. It's been a remarkable turnaround for the former Syracuse standout. That was blocked by Allen.
The slam dunk competition, so when he's shooting the jumper, he is very difficult cover.
Backing in is Larry Johnson. Look at that move across the paint. Push there. Rebound, deep round, taken away by Gill. Give to Johnson. Kendall Gill is so active in this game.
Now that's almost
this quarter.
Well, they say, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, or something, right?
I'll buy that. Tony Bennett gets his first crack in the playoffs and gets it away from him. Miller trying to take X-Man inside. Trying to stay with Johnson. Lonzo Mourning will be checking in at the first opportunity.
Make him play on both ends of the floor. You have to honor his offense.
Johnson quickly turnaround jumper.
Look at his shoulders almost into the night. Here's what Charlotte's going to do. They're going to have to start running again, get some scores like this.
Well, you get it that low to Larry Johnson. There's no way to stop it. The first time on the illegal defense, the warning. Then it comes to Johnson. Abdelnabi's in his face. But Larry Johnson, who started so slow, is looking to pass first, shoot second. Inside it goes. Nice give by Gill.
Shots. Charlotte leads the league in giving up offensive rebounds.
Johnson goes inside. He's found on McDaniel. They're jawing at each other. And we're going to have a technical on both of them.
That's a good call. Stop it right now. Billy Oaks, smart play. The next technical will be an ejection, so that's a smart play. I think X-Man trying to get inside Larry Johnson's head there a little bit. He likes to do that. He tried to do that with Scottie Pippen last year in the Chicago series.
Fourth foul on X-Man. Johnson has 14 points in the game. That'd be third team foul against Boston as Del Curry will get ready to come back into the Charlotte lineup. Well, I think you really nailed this, Doug, at the top when you talked about the key three. The key three has made it a long night for Larry Johnson. He has been swarmed in there, looking around, different guys flying at him, both offensively and defensively.
And the bench from Boston, anytime that Chris Ford has gone to his bench, he's gotten production. Alan Briscoe cannot say that.
May 1981. The Reagan era was in its early stages. Moviegoers flocked to see Harrison Ford and Indiana Jones. Televisions across the country were tuned to Taxi and Hill Street Blues. And 27-year-old Robert Parrish and a rookie from Minnesota named Kevin McHale teamed with Larry Bird to capture the NBA title for the Boston Celtics, beating the Rockets in Houston. 200 miles north in Dallas, Texas, Larry Johnson was 12 years old. Throughout his high school years, he would watch the storied Celtics. While in Chesapeake, Virginia, Alonzo Mourning was only 11. As he grew, he became familiar with legendary Celtic mystique. 12 years later, Johnson and Mourning are teammates and have led the Charlotte Hornets to their first ever playoff appearance. They travel to the Boston Garden to face the Celtics in Game 1. Robert Parrish, now the oldest player of the NBA, and Kevin McHale don't subscribe to the notion that in basketball, as in life, the old will eventually give way to the young. And in Game 1, it was experience that prevailed. Down 1-0, these young Hornets have seen the Celtics' playoff success firsthand. Now, can the exuberance of youth overcome the NBA's grand old men in Game 2?
We welcome you to the Boston Garden for Game 2 of this best-of-5 first-round playoff series between the Hornets and the Boston Celtics.
Not to knock the Boston's post players, but I don't feel that one-on-one those guys can stop me in the post. And I think I need to, like Muggsy said, I'll have to be more vocal and be more aggressive about getting the basketball in situations that I like to get in and do something with it.
Larry Johnson is a very unselfish basketball player. In fact, at times, too unselfish. He tends to watch his teammates while they're doing well and takes himself out of the Hornets' offense. Speaking with Muggsy Bogues a short while ago, he said, it's my job, having the ball in my hand, to get it to Larry Johnson early in this game this afternoon, to get him involved. It's Larry's job to score, and when he does that, the rest of his teammates will prosper. So look for Larry Johnson early.
So the Charlotte Hornets are hoping to tie this series at 1 against the veteran Celtics. The city of Charlotte will be rooting them on. The scene this past Wednesday, crowd of 6,000 turning out of the South Park Mall in Charlotte for a collegiate-style. It'll be Mourning and Parrish, the officials, Jess Kersey, Ron Garrison, and Don Baden.
Exactly like the Hornets wanted. Take time off the clock, hurry him into one shot.
Alley-oop for Johnson, got the stick. Larry Johnson set up by on the transition. As Charlotte, every time down the floor, has pushed it quickly. Now Johnson, out for Bogues, and Muggsy Bogues.
Down low.
This the 5th year of existence for the Charlotte Hornets. Larry Johnson with a strong move.
He thought at the end of his last move, he thought this should be a foul. This type of move you would get a call during the regular season, but when you jump into the defensive player and he goes straight up and down in the playoffs, it will be no call at all. So don't waste time complaining. Just want to be part of this Celtic team because of how he has the ability to step up during playoff times.
And a foul is called. The matchup is now Xavier McDaniel and Larry Johnson, and a kneeing foul was called on the X-Man. That will put Larry Johnson at the line.
In game one, a few words were exchanged between Xavier McDaniel and Larry Johnson. Larry talking a little bit of trash, which he likes to do. X-Man, who will never back down from an opportunity to talk trash, wound up with a little nose-to-nose conversation.
Yes, the X-Man, one of the masters in that department, going back to his days with the Knicks and the Suns and the Sonics. Larry Johnson, a 77%. Free throw hours under observation at New England Baptist Hospital. Wingate on a fast break lead for Larry Johnson.
Two reasons why Mutombo faded. One, they put the ball in his hands about 90% of the time. Everything was centered around him when he first came in the league. The second, the altitude got to him. He got tired of that.
Terrific effort by D. Brown. Johnson from Bogues. What a beautiful setup by Bogues, and words between Abdelnaby and Johnson.
Larry Johnson did not like the fact that he got shoved in the back going full speed, and his concern obviously is the injury that could have taken place if he winds up running into that stanchion full speed ahead. They're talking it out right there. I'm sure the words were that there was no intent to hurt anyone. Larry Johnson doesn't want a career ended by someone taking a deliberate foul against him. A lot of bodies, a lot of traffic, the sudden shuffle pass, and there from behind the push takes place by Abdelnaby. That's what Larry Johnson got upset about. Abdelnaby a little late getting there from behind, shoves Larry Johnson out of bounds.
Abdelnaby now sitting down, replaced by Xavier McDaniel. Charlotte looking to tie this series at 1 and take it back to Charlotte on Monday night, even at 1 apiece. Johnson played by McHale. 5 of the 24. Larry Johnson with a beautiful move, beating Kevin. After a difficult first half, look at this one-on-one move against Kevin McHale.
He feels that McHale will not have the foot speed to play him off the dribble, so he steps out away from the basket.
Very unhappy about the lack of playing time. Spoke out about it and then apologized to his coach, Chris Ford, because he went public regarding his dissatisfaction. 1 on the 24. Johnson hits. Larry Johnson with the shot clock.
To regroup. Do you take him out right now with 3.5 remaining, or will he have run out of gas here in the stretch run?
Oh, strong move by Larry Johnson. And it's Charlotte 87. And Larry Johnson showing quickness, whipping around.
It was to get the ball down low to Larry Johnson. And Larry, don't wait and try and back him down. Make a quick move on McHale. It pays off with 2 points.
Morning up front with Gaddison and Johnson, and Larry Johnson hits to give Charlotte. So now Rick Fox will be the trigger man. He will look to throw in.
A big man on the ball, Mike Jaminski, so you don't give Fox a good look. He cannot move on that sideline or it's a violation.
Jaminski had not played at all today. Here's Fox. It's Brown again for 3, and that will wreck it. D. Brown finishes 1 for his last 10 after the good start. And in double overtime, the Charlotte Hornets with their first ever playoff victory. They have defeated the Boston Celtics by the score of 99-98, and they even the series at 1. Game 3 in Charlotte Monday night at 8 o'clock.
Welcome to the Charlotte Coliseum, and welcome to the 1993 NBA playoffs. It's Game 4 of the best-of-5 Eastern Conference first round between the Boston Celtics and the Charlotte Hornets, led by the Charlotte Hornets 2 games to 1. Good evening, everybody. Steve Martin here, along with Gil McGregor. 2 games to 1 means in the best-of-5, the Hornets can close this whole thing out with a win. With a loss, though, they must go to Boston for Game 5. And we are ready to go here at the Charlotte Coliseum. It's the Hornets and the Celtics, Game 4. If the Hornets win, they move on to the Eastern Conference semifinals If the Celtics win, it's Game 5 Sunday in Boston. And the Hornets get a steal right off the break with Kendall Gill.
That's very key. Herman Douglas will have the basketball in his hands.
Corner.
You mentioned Larry not only taking one shot but the jumper. You got to go inside to him and get him started early down low.
Johnson bumped out of the lane by Abdelnaby, just fades away, and 8 on the shot clock. Mourning. Here's Johnny. Hornets with a fresh 24. The basket counts. Alonzo Mourning for 2. Bogues to Johnson for 2.
Well, the Hornets take every opportunity.
The Boston Globe yesterday sent some of his family and friends from nearby Columbia, South Carolina, worried that he wasn't playing the same game. That time, Larry Johnson takes it. Mourning back on the floor. Parrish returns for Boston. Charlotte leading by 10. Mourning from the outside. Johnson boards it and hits it. Oh, wow. Larry Johnson leveled Xavier McDaniel, and now Moore may break out.
Well, I predicted this was going to be a tough game, and Xavier McDaniel's right in the midst of it.
McDaniel gave Curry a hard shot off a screen. Johnson saw it, and he said no more. And he leveled McDaniel.
Trying to protect his teammate, but he's got to stay in the ball game himself. Now, McDaniels bumps Curry, and Johnson clears McDaniels out. And Rick Fox, in trying to plead the case a little too vehemently, gets hit with the tech.
And we have, I think, technicals at both ends. There'll be a technical on Larry Johnson, an offensive foul on Larry Johnson for the...
Has the speed to really take advantage of good offense once they play the good D.
Flagrant foul obviously means 2 shots plus possession. Charlotte working on a 4-point possession. Turnover. Johnson with a block.
Clearly a Charlotte pace leads 55 points.
7 seconds on the shot clock for Gill and Johnson. Larry from the outside.
Telegraphed that pass, though.
He was looking for Mourning. Here's Johnson, who's decided to take his game outside. He's got 20. Back into this thing, and the Hornets crowd trying to implore their team back into it as well. Bogues has it. Yes.
It is obvious.
Charlotte out of timeouts. Here's Mourning. The shot. Good! Game over! It's over! The game is not over. There's 0.4 of a second left. They're going to have to clear the floor. There's 0.1 of a second more than is allowable to take a shot. And thus, Boston still has a timeout left. They can get the ball at midcourt. They can touch and shoot. This is not over.
And what Boston will probably try to do, Steve, well, we watched this great last basketball. Alonzo Mourning, he just spots up and shoots it. You hear people talk about the changing of the guard. There's Parrish, there's Alonzo. This is the changing of the centers, folks. The young gun has come to play. But, as Steve said, 0.4 of a second. Celtics get the ball at half court. They can throw the ball 2 places. One, off the backboard. The big guys that needs to be under the basket if you're a Celtic. I don't understand that.
Well, it only took Charles Barkley to execute this play against Portland in the last week of the regular season. Let's see how it's executed here. McHale to the rim. Charlotte wins.
The Celtics want to go 10 and they won't get it.
Chris Ford all over Bob Delaney. Kevin McHale now beseeches Bob Delaney, who will listen to no one. He strips the whistle off. This game is over. The Hornets move on to the Eastern Conference semifinals, and the Celtics
chain of events. The lob from McHale right to the backboard, and Dee Brown again was right there. The ball is touched. The clock is off. The game is over. The Hornets are victorious.
To get off early in the game to get Smith out of there.
Here's another good matchup. Larry Johnson in the post against Oakley. Quick double team from Charles Smith to help.
Movement off the glass. The former Knick can't get it to drop. And the Hornets, who have been out-rebounded by the Knicks, get it right back, and it ends up with Alonzo Mourning 2. He is around our team, hits the 17. Now Bogues on Rivers. Oakley gives Johnson a lot of room, and LJ thanks the Lord, and the rim is round. Gill to Bogues. Shot clock inside of 10. Doc Rivers says he's a tough cover because you lose eye contact with him. Johnson, the fall away, and Larry to get to where they are in the playoffs. Steal by Gill. He comes up with a loose ball.
Well, that was great help by Kendall Gill. Charles Smith had a dunk.
Nice look, warning to Johnson inside. Johnson with 6. Johnson on Oakley, down low in the morning.
Here's a young warrior, jump hook. This guy, I'm good.
Johnson goes baseline on Oakley. Evans blows the whistle.
To shut off the driving Larry Johnson, so Johnson was able to get in.
The Charlotte Coliseum, 23,698. Ugly shot. But Larry Johnson gets the basket and the foul.
I surprised the rebound. Let's watch. Shot goes up. Looks like he maybe just deflected enough for it to fall short. No one blocking out Larry Johnson. And the nice power move around the basket. Now Larry Johnson with the opportunity for the three-point play. So Charlotte getting to the free throw line here early. 2 seconds on the shot clock. He had it at the free throw line.
Inside. Johnson reverses on Ewing for his 12th point.
And Hubert Davis, who's getting some nice playing time here in the second period.
Hopefully on Larry Johnson, the quick move, and then the sub-offs.
Larry Johnson's getting very good position. He's beating Oakley down the floor. He has him sealed right now on his back once again.
Johnson the fall away. He is now 7 of 8 from the floor. Getting final 2 minutes. Johnson works on Oakley. Oakley reaches out and touches Larry Johnson, who then sight. All coming up. Reebok halftime report.
Larry Johnson 4 of 7 from the free throw line. 27 shots. So when he lets a guy get down there, you're not going to worry about him getting shot.
Johnson past Patrick Ewing. Now just looking for something to cheer about right now. Outside of when it was 12-4, they had been very quiet. Larry Johnson tracks it down. They almost gave up another offensive rebound. Bogues, the alley-oop.
Stopped, and when he did, Oak just barreled in from behind. Look at Bugsy Bogues all over Ewing.
Tipped. Did Johnson come up with it? He does. To the hole. Count it. And then he gets in Charles Oakley's face.
And Larry Johnson's got to be careful. He's already got one technical. He gets another one. He gets thrown out.
And I think it reminded him, LJ, you got one on you, big guy.
See, with youth, remember I told you, you get exuberance, energy.
Well, we saw him go 7-46 without a field goal in game number 2. Johnson to Bogues.
Did a good rotation defensively.
Inside, nice look to Mourning. It goes! Remaining in the third.
I think Kenny Gaddison's waiting to come in right now for Larry Johnson.
Gill has Johnson trailing, but he takes it himself. Gets inside, has to back it out. Bennett to Johnson. And that stops a 6-0 New York run.
Good ball, but I think the air went out of the building with that three-point shot.
That is a backbreaker. Johnson stalling with the ball. Bogues.
Shoot it.
Buries it. Quarter 7 for the half. Now it is Ewing for New York. Gets Mourning up in the air.
Good defense, though. Nice double team. Forced a very difficult shot.
Almost 2 minutes. Johnson for 3. My goodness! The lead is 3. 1:10 left to play. Johnson has to kick it out.
On the pass out, though, the Knicks are in the penalty. They've committed their 15 fouls, so Larry Johnson will be shooting 2 free throws. Remember, getting ready to call on you and you don't know the answer?
I know that.
For one.
Johnson, the big-time move, dishes off. Morning, he's got it!
.94, 30.9 seconds remaining. We talked about Larry Johnson being the go-to guy. If we stop it right here, here's the strategy. Turn Larry Johnson, run Doc Rivers in behind him for the steal. Larry Johnson sees it at the last minute right there, and he picks his dribble up, comes back to the middle. Here comes Ewing for the shot block. Mourning steps in and gets the finish. Great play by Larry Johnson to keep Doc Rivers from coming in from the blind side.
Morning is saying, look, you never know when these things come, Coach. You got to take them when you can take them.
Game tied at 12. Johnson posting up Oakley. Here's the entry pass. Quick spin. The reverse won't go, but a foul. What a quick move by the big man, Larry Johnson.
Oakley picks up his second personal foul, and you can see that Johnson has more to say to him right now. This has been a war of words that has been going on since game 1.
Herb Williams on to guard Alonzo Mourning with Ewing exiting the game. That'll be goaltending. Credit the basket to Larry Johnson. Herb Williams in his 12th year out of Ohio State.
Larry Johnson has the quickness and the ball handling ability to get by, and they're hoping that Herb Williams will be able to make some saves. That time it was a goaltend.
It's by 2.
If you're going to control Anthony, that's where you're going to do it, outside in.
Bennett with great penetration to find Johnson open for the easy one. Good fake. Johnson draws the foul and one.
That's what I'm talking about.
What did he say yesterday? He told us, he said, I may be only 24, but I got a lot of tricks. Here's one of them.
Good deep post position. This time he gets a free throw to go in.
1:15 and counting first half from Charlotte. Johnson backs in Oakley. Fall away jumper. Yes.
Larry Johnson talking and playing and having fun, gets the good roll on this, and out of that, see, he got to come up and say something to Oakley before. He's got so much energy, he's jumping up and down and saying, oh, that was just one. I got many more to come. He talked the whole time down. Sometimes he forgets. He's got to run back the other end and defend.
All his life at every level, he's been told he was too small to play. Here he is in the NBA playoffs. Holds and a rebound. Johnson.
Pushing the ball, and Larry Johnson finishing the play, has them on their feet. So in 2 minutes, they come from double figures down to single, and there's 5:31 to go in the quarter. Momentum swinging toward the Hornets.
Inside to Johnson over Mason. That'll be a goaltend. I don't think it was going to go in. Bad move by Ewing. Plus a foul on Mason of New York.
They are looking for some divine intervention, and maybe it's going to come after this goaltend by Patrick Ewing, but they have struggled to find a way to get an inside game going consistently against the Knicks this afternoon.
3-point play by Larry Johnson. That's his 16th point. Pass by Bennett, or by Anthony, excuse me. Bennett picked it off.
Wingate. Missed the layup. Johnson on the follow. Pick and roll. Ewing screening for Rivers. Instead around the horn as Ewing posts up on Mourning. Bad pass. Gill has Curry. Followed by Johnson. The game's tied. Inside 2 minutes.
So they come back to Larry Johnson, and Johnson has an isolation.
Against Mason, Ewing comes to help and leaves Bogues open for the shot. The lead is 2. Ewing chases it down, misses in close, rebounded by Curry. Again, Charlotte with a chance to tie, 40 seconds left.
Ewing and Mourning having a war inside. Larry Johnson trying to go one-on-one.
Spins, turns, fires, yes!
Larry Johnson had the same shot to win it in Game 3, ties it this afternoon.
You're my boy, though. You're my boy.
Has Curry. Comes Larry Johnson.
Some call me LJ. I love to dunk.
Larry Johnson.
Yell. Don't forget to smile.
Johnson enjoying himself. Here's some. Larry Grandmama Johnson. Let's go. Johnson, my goodness.
Johnson underneath. Big basket for LJ. Johnson breathing.
What? Malone. Whoever.
Johnson. Larry Johnson's flash.
He's going for it.
Well, Hubie, you called it right. They wanted power, and they got power.
It's Larry time for Charlotte. Count it.
Bogues the rebound for Johnson, and here is a show.
Two players who share Hardaway's irrepressible spirit are Charlotte Hornets teammates Larry Johnson and Alonzo Mourning.
Make way, here comes a bunch of young guns.
I'm into power.
Rebounding is my thing.
Dunking on somebody, that's what I'm into.
Ain't nobody tougher than me.
Basketball is fun to me.
You know, I'm gonna have a good time when I'm out there.
The senior member of this dynamic duo is small forward Larry Johnson, a former #1 pick and 1992 Rookie of the Year. Johnson possesses a unique combination of speed and power.
Johnson, alley-oop. Oh!
But even more than his physical abilities, it is his boundless enthusiasm for the game that has made him a fan favorite.
We go out, just a big game, 23,000 in the stand, and up screaming and hollering, and everybody is just on the edge of their seats. I'm gonna look around and try to find something to take a little bit of pressure off. I'm going out there laughing, joking with my teammates. I feel that those guys are the only guys that can put pressure on.
Arriving in 1992, Alonzo Mourning immediately proved that he shared Johnson's spirit as he played with ferocious intensity.
What a play by Alonzo! The shot is blocked by Mourning. Mourning with the jam.
And Johnson immediately embraced his kindred spirit.
Larry kind of relaxed me. I started playing well a whole lot faster than I had expected.
Here's Mourning, the shot.
And together, they have shared a spectacular rise to stardom. And as two of the youngest members of Dream Team 2, they couldn't be happier to showcase their partnership to the world.
Larry time for Charlotte. He gets inside, drops it to zone for two, and tie.
You got guys from all over the world competing against each other and trying to accomplish that one common goal, and that's the bragging rights on who's the best in the world.
With the excitement and the total success of First Dream Team, a lot of eyes will be on the second one. And, we're just going to go out and play hard and do whatever possible we can for our country.
Head forward from UNLV, 6'7", Larry Johnson.
Victories. Bulls averaged 14.5 offensive rebounds in the two games against New York and San Antonio. Larry Johnson by Myers. 10 to go on the shot clock for Bogues. Larry Johnson.
Stay out there, Larry. I like it.
Hersey at all kinds of traffic. Larry Johnson right by Horace Grant on the reverse.
I don't like to see those, no.
New Jersey for Ramil Robinson.
Well, I suppose with no turnovers here, they've got 3.
LJ. High arcer, and Larry Johnson, he's the sharpshooter out of Wisconsin Green Bay. Larry Johnson, Del Curry. Nice touch.
Sid caught the pass and slam dunked it down.
Johnson goes to work. LaRon Ellis. LJ in close again.
Uniform.
Bill Cartwright getting set to report back on. Mourning in close against Blunt.
Goes fires on down as he gets down the lane. Johnson hits him with the ball. A good move. And then he goes on up with the left hand.
Larry Johnson. They talk about the disc problem that he has, Red, and that.
Well, a dear friend of mine, and our condolences.
Our prayer.
He lost it. Beautiful pass in stride.
Larry Johnson. Right, though. Larry Johnson, 10 to go on the shot clock. Charlotte, a team that labors in the half court as well, but Larry Johnson and Tony Bennett, backcourt tandem, both can hit from the outside. Mavs, Miller Lite Lovables poster night. For Jay on the run.
Off the rim. He knocked it right off the rim.
Ron Ellis deflected it away. Larry Johnson to Del Curry. Nice break by the Hornets. Bulls by 13. Bennett pushing to Johnson. LJ on the drive. Pippen on the move. Kerr. Picked up by Curry. 4 to go on the shot clock. Throws it away. Larry Johnson held by Steve Kerr. Johnson.
A little bit. He does a dance even when the ball is on the rim.
1 out of 2. He has 23. Not going to matter tonight, though, whether Mourning's gone or not. Curry to Larry Johnson. Steve Kerr. 7 of 11 shooting from the floor for Kerr. Johnson on the drive, scored and a foul. 11 of 14 from the field. He has 6 rebounds and 27, make it 28 points. An impressive second half for the Chicago Bulls.
Scores quickly for Charlotte. Oh, look at this. Trapping in the back. Trapping here now. Great move. That's what he calls his red defense. Allen Bristol, they come out trapping, pick you up the half-court line, and it pays a dip. Oakley, Charles Oakley stripped by Wingate. That's twice now. Wingate has stripped the ball. Out it comes to Muggsy Bogues. A lead to Larry Johnson, and what an impressive beginning. And Larry Johnson's excited, as he should be. It's a 30
worked out very easily today. Now here is this perfect pass, and you can see the follow. Muggsy Bogues is second in the league to John Stockton in assists.
¿Qué invento se busca? Brian Hill para intentar parar a Larry Johnson, que es en teoría el emparejamiento junto con el de Anthony Hardaway. Morrin, si cabe todavía más rápidamente, pues un lanzamiento de 4 o 5 metros realmente...
Estamos viendo, tiene gran ventaja sobre Turner, Maxi. Nuevamente los balones, no, pero no se podía
aliento
mantener,
de tus aficionados,
pero no
pues
se podía mantener
evidentemente
ese 15-0 de marzo.
Sí, en este momento pues lleva el mejor porcentaje de acierto en los tiros de 3 de toda la liga. El líder,
técnicas como ya todo el mundo sabe, pues no interrumpen el flujo del juego. Canasta de Lara y no resultó muy bien parado, pero Morning entonces era todavía muy joven. Canasta
posterior izquierda, que es donde suelen ir casi todos los lanzamientos.
¿Y la de Mar West cuál es?
Esa es la posterior central.
Esta victoria, Turner, bueno, es que ya lo de Johnson sobre Turner es... y ese hombre que hemos visto ahí, Hill, no acabo yo de entender cómo es Scott, a Nicky Anderson, a Penny Hardaway, para que ahora estuviesen...
No se hacían más cambios y se dosificaba mejor el esfuerzo en el equipo de Orlando. Pues la verdad es que durante todo el año...
En el mejor deporte de los domingos, pues dice una de las más emocionantes cosas que yo no he oído decir a nadie. Ha dicho que él quiere ser campeón de la NBA, porque me voy, porque mire usted, incluso de ambición deportiva, ¿no? Cal Malone dirá eso mañana en el reportaje que sobre, en el que 2 canastas consecutivas de Shaquille, verdad, como podemos ver, bola interior, balón para Larry Johnson, marcado por Dennis Scott. Canasta Larry Johnson. El segundo tiro no entra, Turner se queda con la bola.
Johnson on the free throw line. 48.2 seconds. The shot. Head it back in. Maybe that's the World Cup soccer influence.
Well, I mean, he was in the world basketball games.
Ooh, gets the second. You notice the evolution of his foul shot. Gone is that hesitation that was there in his rookie season. Sweet Rollins trying to check into the ballgame, but they only allowed 69 points now. They've hit the 70 mark. Hornets and Cavs, Tuesday night at 7:30. Hope you'll join us right here. Johnson brings the Hornets to within 1.
No offense there.
Nope. Larry ties it up.
LJ is the Hornets' all-time leading rebounder and the second best scorer.
In the trade from Miami. Bogues on the run. Larry Johnson.
Shoot that 3 now.
Yes, he will. And not feel sorry for it. Don Nelson did say that when he was starting Bol tonight, if he didn't play well early, he'd hook him early. Speaking of hook, Larry Johnson.
He was looking around.
Hornets run that passing game. Larry Johnson over Bol.
So that's going to be a tough matchup because Manute is 5, 6, 7 minutes. Maybe take them out, give them a minute blow, and get them back. So look for quicker substitutions from Charlotte tonight.
And Bol is out. Chris Gatling, who was supposed to start tonight, is back in. Larry Johnson.
This is what Alan Bristow would like to see more.
4-point Hornets lead. Here loses it on the drive.
Trying to do a little too much. -6 in turnovers or -3 in rebounding. That's 9 possessions, and this is one of them right here. A nice steal. And what this is going to do is allow Charlotte to run. And this again is when they're at their finest in their game. Pushing the ball up the floor. Larry Johnson, a one-touch pass back to Greg Sutton. So Greg Sutton with a quick 5 points.
Kind of an unusual move as Chris Gatling's been playing very well for Golden State Warriors and came in off the bench. Did Gatling with 7 rebounds in that first half.
Now remember, in the first quarter,
the boards very well, particularly in the second quarter. Did not start tonight as Manute Bol came in to start surprisingly for
the quarter. And you know how important it is to be able to shoot free throws in the fourth period, where you can isolate, get the ball in the hands of your best player, and let him get to the free throw line.
We'll see when we come back. It's 10:04 to go in the ball game, and the Hornets lead it by 2, and this is a 20-second timeout. We're talking about the ball movement by Charlotte. Larry Johnson with quarter scoring. Talking about Del Curry. Rebound Larry Johnson. Look at Muggsy Bogues. He was fouled by Hardaway. They didn't call it. Then he stumbled, saved the ball, got it back. 10 to shoot. Perimeter game tonight.
Nothing is going to come easy for Charlotte. They're going to have to find a way in this last 8 minutes to do it on the defensive end and with the rebounding.
Foul on Ricky Pierce, his second. Hardaway, quick turnaround, doesn't go down, cycling. Gugliotta's open from way downtown. Nothing at all. Chance for the Hornets to tie it.
Shooting team on the night, they're only 3 for 17, but they've got 4 excellent three-point shooters on the floor. If you penetrate, look for the pitch out.
Hardaway with the turnover. Tried to go one-on-one. The crossover is stripped away.
Felt it was offensive goaltending. The referee said no way. It was not on the cylinder.
Hornets by 3. 1:09 to go. Illegal defense against Charlotte. They're calling it against Scott Burrell.
Averaging 9 makes per game going into tonight's contest.
Well, Charlotte's going to get the victory here. It'll give them a good opportunity to get on the road. Charlotte will be at Boston Wednesday, at New York on Saturday.
Tipping of his own shot. Robinson's taken the baseline 3 times, and Elliott just took it then.
Both teams played last night, so there's no excuse about one team getting tired.
Larry Johnson with the bucket, and it's 8-6 San Antonio.
Hit a tray here tonight. Percy Hawkins active to the rebound. Hawkins with a better rebounding guards in the NBA. The dunk from Alonzo Mourning. Nice feed from Larry Johnson. And the Hornets take their first lead of the night.
And once again, Charlotte.
It's blocked by Dell. Here comes Sutton. Dell at the other end. Sees Larry inside.
Probably should have taken that shot.
Here's Larry for 3. Larry Johnson lately
had a slight back injury himself about 4 or 5 games ago and wasn't warming up quite well and wasn't playing very well. That's why you saw 47 points scored by Hakeem Olajuwon.
Larry Johnson. Well, maybe not. Robinson wrestles the ball away from Parrish. Johnson gets the rebound. Johnson from Bowles to Chief. Yes! Muggsy Bogues, minute 22 left to go in the quarter. Larry Johnson draws Robinson out for his second 3 of the game.
Larry's getting good at it.
Thrown away and stolen by the Hornets.
Great play by Scotty Burrell, being active and alive.
Well, they missed him last night. Here's Johnson. Works his way inside and scores. Larry Johnson for 14. Remember, Larry has a
extend their offense and too many guys have to touch it.
Hawkins with the steal. Here come the Hornets. Down into front court. Johnson in midair. Mount the basket and count a foul on top of that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, yeah. You know, you can alley-oop it and catch it and dunk it, but you start with the D. The good steal by Hawk, and the Hornets turn it into a fast break. Robinson looking, Robin loping, and LJ sneaking in, soft to the touch, 2 on the books.
16 for him, make it 17 now for LJ. They want to make the Clippers, or they want to make the Cavaliers beat the Clippers. Here's Alonzo for 3, yes!
Oh, boy.
Parrish in position. Doesn't go, but Johnson sticks it right back.
Well, you know that's always a run. We predicted it, and here it is.
97-90. Now do the Hornets have an answer? Larry thinks he does, and he's over 20 for the 11th straight game. Dangerous on the court. Shot clock differential is 6 seconds. 12 on it right now. You see in the lower left. Muggsy to LJ for 2. Hornets by 1. 13 seconds left to go. Timeout San Antonio. Can the Hornets sustain and withhold on defense? 24 points, 7 assists, 9 out of 17 from the floor, and 4 rebounds, and of course the game-winning basket. Larry Johnson at work. Found himself double-teamed a lot tonight, drawing a lot of attention, but he found ways to score. That basket earlier in the game, and of course Larry Johnson got it done. All right, let's go out to our player of the game standing by. Gil McGregor has Larry Johnson.
Thank you, Steve Martin. Thank you, Larry Johnson, for this victory. I tell you, you guys up 22 points and made it look almost too easy. What happened?
Well, yeah, I think we got a little relaxed when we got up 22. We really got to realize that was a great ball club. We played with great players, and I think we underestimated them a little bit when we got up 22, and those guys just came storming right back.
Well, yet another in the many great games for Larry Johnson. And the play that Muggsy came to you, did you guys talk about going to LJ? You got to get this back for us?
You know, Muggs is a leader on this team. You know, Allen calls the plays off the floor, but I mean, once we get into the game and they get that ball to Muggs pretty much gonna create and do what he want to do. And he told me right then that he was coming, and I was getting ready for it.
You know, after a game like last night, a game where you play against a great team and you trap to travel, sometimes it's hard to get up for another great team.
Yeah, you know how it is. The NBA is real. It's a grueling season, and you know, we played that game last night. And we got pretty banged up, and we had to fly and got our rest, and we come in this game today, and we know we had a tough one on our hands, and you just got to get those legs back. It took a while for us to get our legs back to start the game, but once we got rolling, we put on a pretty good run.
12 straight at home. Is this becoming the place where folk need to know when they come to the Hive it's going to be tough?
I think these guys understand that. You know, we got a great ball club. I think people coming in here, teams coming in here, understand we got guys that can play this game, and we're a young team. We got young legs. We're a running team, and they know it's not going to be easy coming in here.
Well, Larry Johnson, another fine performance. Enjoy your day off, baby. We'll see you back on the Hive a couple of days.
Thank you, Gil.
Now, don't you go anywhere. You stay tuned, because Steve Martin and I will be back with more on the Wendy's Wrap-Up Show.
And Alonzo had a very solid game in New York. 27 points, 18 rebounds. The recovery by Hawkins, and Johnson marks intended, but he did not give it back.
On that last jump shot, John was quite a bit off balance. That much. They've got to do a much better job percentage-wise from the field tonight.
Well, they've opened up hitting 2 of their first 6 shots. Foul. Mourning gets it inside. He was surprised to get that close, and then not able to put it away.
He was distracted, however, by Mourning's presence.
It counts.
He quoted it after the first meeting about remembering what happened. As this guy, Larry Johnson, smiled a lot and had a lot of fun. You'd expect a little anger, a little higher energy than Charles Smith has shown here.
Larry Johnson off to a fast start.
They're not playing with the defensive energy that will come forth at some point in the game, although, you know,
Hopper working on Bogues. Rebound Mason, knocked away by Bogues. The lead for Johnson. Oh, what a slam by Larry Johnson.
Great teamwork play. Charlotte Hornets are moving the ball so beautifully. They've had the doldrums lately here in Charlotte, but tonight, Muggsy Bogues to Larry Johnson for a slam dunk. Trouble big time, having just gotten 2 quick ones. That's what they want to happen.
Johnson checking the shot clock. Beautiful. Hornets lead 38-24. Johnson for 3. Little diplomacy being shown here.
Nice to see.
Johnson playing the deflection. The Clippers, 13 rebounds.
Anthony Mason tonight playing in his 300th career game in the NBA. Game and 20-plus points in 13 of the 15. He's back to all-star form, and he hopes he will be an NBA all-star this year. He's hurting the Knicks from inside and from long range. Charles Smith was up on him pretty good on that last one. Larry with the quick release and the long-range jumper.
Michael Adams. Johnson has had the touch from three-point range.
Yes, he's lost the touch and his confidence also as a shooter.
Mourning getting inside.
The Ottawa Senators. Mourning a moment ago down low, backs in Mason. Mason's on the floor. Mourning with a little dance over Mason. The official.
In the afternoon, Phoenix tonight playing at the Spectrum in Philadelphia and actually trailing the 76ers at the half, 57-55. Mourning for three. Mark has been supplied by Larry Johnson.
Yes, Larry with a sensational first half. He got everything into the repertoire. Inside, outside, Anthony Mason working on him. Couldn't deal with that fall-away jump shot. I don't think many people can, actually, when the man's falling away like that. Larry also getting a pass from Muggsy Bogues in a fast break situation where he was all alone under the basket, and he made the most of that lead pass. Took it a long way for that slam dunk. Larry was unstoppable for the Knicks tonight. 10 field goals in the first half. Even got a lucky bounce in the first half for one of his 10 field goals. And as the second quarter got going, Larry started going even longer. That was one of his make that three-point shots in the.
So the third quarter is underway. LJ popping for three.
Hanging in there, though, with 7 rebounds and 12 points.
Also 3 blocked shots by Ewing. Beautiful move by Johnson. 16-point lead by the Hornets. Nice backdoor pass. Throwing out Pat Riley. So Jeff Van Gundy and Jeff Nick in the fourth quarter. Now Larry Johnson head faking his way on Charles Smith. Does not have the shot. And now goes to the fadeaway. 22 points are now trailing by only 12. And let's see if the defense can come on in the fourth quarter. Charlotte with the ball. They lead by 14. Johnson for 3. 5 of 6 from downtown.
Well, Larry enjoys the passing, too, of Muggsy Bogues tonight, who now has 12 assists.
Johnson, who goes right at Mason, and fires for 3, and hits! Hornets 105, and the Knicks 90, and that is...
Is the NBA on NBC. Today, the world's greatest athletes are showcased in the 45th annual NBA All-Star Game.
The 1995 NBA All-Star Game has come to Phoenix. A beautiful 67-degree day in the Valley of the Sun. You're looking at a sold-out America West Arena in Phoenix, Arizona. We're getting ready for the start of the 45th NBA All-Star Game.
This young forward has overcome injuries to rejoin the NBA elite. Making his second All-Star appearance from the Charlotte Hornets, Larry Johnson.
Remember the Charlotte Hornets? They used to go up and down. Now they're a more defensive-oriented team. We have 2 Hornets out on the floor right now.
Kemp is the high man. He has 9 points. He's hit 3 of 3 from the field. Nice hook by Mourning to answer. Larry Johnson with much daylight hits the 3. That is his first field goal. A 6-point lead by the West.
Alonzo Mourning told us that he thought that Larry Johnson was their best three-point shooter. And that's part of that development that you had talked about because of the back injury. And that was an example of it.
And in the second quarter, the West is dominated. They have outscored the East 22-11 as Larry Johnson is able to hit on his second field goal. Stockton for three. Again, the back tap by Schrempf, but this time Johnson there to feed Pippen.
Entire league is on the lookout for swarming Hornets.
How many times has Muggsy spotted the trailer? Not the guys running out on the wings that you would normally expect to get the ball on the fast break, but the trailer.
Buzz at the Hornets' nest. It's the Charlotte Swarm.
Wingate on the steal. Keeps it alive for Johnson, for Gates, for Johnson, for two. They're beating Seattle at their own game.
Out to Barkley, look out. Blocked by Larry Johnson. That brought them to their feet at the Hornet. And the hive here in Charlotte. Johnson answers quickly. Morning.
Playing him.
Bogue sees the lane open. And then he saw Danny Shays.
Clock winding down once again.
2 seconds to shoot. Larry Johnson.
He's been holding on to the ball a little bit here in this first quarter.
Larry Johnson using his strength to get inside. Back to go. Here comes Bogues. Larry Johnson gets the pass. Tip in doesn't go. Morning. Battles it back in the board.
See, he right now he's feeling it.
Terrell misses this one. He's 2 for 4.
That was a confident shot, though. As I said before, Barkley had just turned the ball over, and then he makes a nice play. And then this is the kind of play that energizes the team. A sensational block, then a fast break, and then you get your big guy involved with a nice, spectacular dunk. The crowd gets into it. But the Hornets need to sustain that. As you said, Bob, I think a good word. This has been a disjointed first 5.5 minutes. Take their time and do it defensively. Look at Charles back away.
Trying to get Curry.
They're going to run KJ off a lot of screens because he's normally not a guy who plays people off the ball.
Larry Johnson fumbling the ball, but taking it home.
Here in the last 6 minutes and 50 seconds.
And you see there with the thigh bruise, AC Green is back on the floor.
How about
inside, Morning, don't. And Coach of the Year in my book. Small as you can get with a Phoenix lineup.
Well, what you're going to see right now is you're going to see
a three-point shooter himself, looking for Larry Johnson. 10 to shoot. Johnson's going to take Marley inside. Nice move for Brett.
Attack the goal, knowing no one is there to bother them. It's good, smart basketball by the Timberwolves.
Rice left wing, inside to Johnson, guarded by Christian, spins back to baseline, back to the middle, spinning, spectacular move, and he makes the shot. Larry Johnson has it again. He'll face up, no double team so far. Ryder would come with a double team. Right now he doesn't. Larry Johnson fades away, spins out. The middle was wide open, as Trent has mentioned a couple times, and he missed the layup. Kendall Gill, opposite way to Burrell on the drive, knocked away by Leitner. Their way back in this contest here and cut the deficit from 3. Larry Johnson in the first quarter.
I was trying to save Robert 2 more years.
Yeah, well, he'll appreciate that. He's telling people he still wants to keep playing. Glenn Rice by Garnett, short past LJ.
And if any of their tall players get inside, just take your time. Be patient with your offensive moves because no one from Charlotte can bother your shot.
2-man game. Curry outside, Johnson inside the pump fake. Brooks goes for it. Larry uses him, and he makes the reverse. And once Sean went for the pump fake, Larry Johnson had him right where he wanted him.
Larry, the step back, face up, pump fake, drive to the baseline, takes the ball to the other side of the rim.
Dramatic difference in Larry Johnson now compared to a couple of years ago. Towards last season, he started to
has a variety of moves on the offensive end of the floor.
Del Curry puts up a 3, right side, no good. Larry Johnson offense.
Flipped the pick, and Porter made a great pass. Leitner did very well to recover that block shot by Larry Johnson.
Minnesota leads by 5. Larry Johnson. LJ at the line. Free throw is Kendall Gill between the circle. Outside left side, it's Glenn Rice. Bounce pass to Larry Johnson, 15 feet away. Jumper is made. Number 7, Jason Phillips, Troy Stevenson, and John Bolo. 64-55. Larry Johnson step out, try it. 3-5 straight for LJ. By Ryder this time. Seems like each time down court, a different player's guarding Hancock. LJ, another 3 from out top, makes it. Larry Johnson is on fire tonight. 10 of 13. For no good. Rice the rebound. Glenn Rice is going to lead the break. Here he comes. Rice inside LJ. Layup is good. The crowd alive. They're running the ball, and a timeout is called. Starting to come alive and keep Charlotte off the speedway. They're running of late, and Larry Johnson just got the rebound off his miss. Right back to him. How does that happen? He makes the layup. As soon as possible. On the latest on J.R. Ryder, both free throws made by Mitchell. Larry Johnson a rebound inside off a Glid Reeves layup. Larry Johnson makes it, and LJ's up to 33. Sequence for Charlotte. Gill out on top to Rice. Curry in the corner to LJ. Face up on Gugliotta. Jumper from 15. Buried. He's up to 35.
Reste la pression du public, George, dans l'immense Charlotte Coliseum, l'une des plus grandes salles de la NBA et aussi l'un des plus gros publics pour accueillir les 2-5 majeurs.
Oui, le plus gros carrément, et on voit 5 de départ tout à fait classiques pour les Magic.
tous les joueurs d'Orlando pour l'instant pratiquement ont eu une position de shoot favorable, ce qui n'est pas le cas du tout de Larry Johnson en ce moment qui a du mal, mais qui s'en sort bien main gauche.
Larry Johnson.
Elle continue, O'Neal, bras roulé un peu court cette fois-ci, rebond pour Larry Johnson qui va repartir en contre-attaque. Coast to coast.
Il aime bien jouer à l'intérieur d'au panier, mais il peut aussi 5 derniers matchs. Pour Orlando, c'est le contraire. Ils ont gagné 10 sur 11.
Cette fois-ci, il a réussi l'interception et il a évité le dunk.
Pour le plus de points dans un match cette saison, contre les Trailblazers, c'était il y a 2 matchs, il a manqué 41 points.
Johnson qui obtiendra la faute, dont il n'était pas à San Antonio. Larry Johnson.
Oui, 2 défenseurs sur Curry. Passe dans le timing et tir très difficile. Marqué en 2 temps par Larry Johnson. Bon, c'est vrai qu'on a touché les 2 bras de Johnson. On se demande comment il a pu voir le cercle.
Et il confie.
Le meilleur défenseur à son poste de toute la NBA. Tout le monde a tiqué quand il a signé son gros contrat à plus de 80 millions de dollars. Mais à la fin de cette saison, on dit que chaque évincé par les journalistes du titre de MVP au All-Star Game.
Il a envoyé Robert Parrish sur le parquet comme un fétu de paille. Larry Johnson, lui, continue son...
À l'extérieur, il faut être 2 fois plus concentré et 2 fois plus intense.
Kenny Anderson, le rebond Larry Johnson. Et 2 points supplémentaires. Il y avait Zidek, il y avait Muggsy Bogues. Et on est reparti très vite dans le second quart-temps. À nouveau avec Larry Johnson. Qui continue.
Les mauvaises nouvelles s'accumulent. On était très heureux de voir Kenny Anderson rejoindre l'équipe des Hornets. Il dit avec lui, on a l'occasion.
Et pourtant, ils ont encore une chance, les Frelons, d'atteindre les playoffs. Peut-être avec Larry Johnson. Cette fois-ci, le ballon rentre. Ils ne sont pas si loin de cette... avec Glenn Rice.
Ah oui, bonne passe laser.
Et derrière le caviar, en retour
universitaire la saison passée avec les frères O'Bannon et Tyus Edney. Chose à ne pas faire en ce moment.
7 sur 13 pour Orlando, à longue distance depuis le centre-ville. Rice, toujours à la limite. Et heureusement, c'est converti dans l'Arena à Orlando.
Et justement, c'est face à Charlotte vendredi qui peuvent battre le record de Boston pour le plus de victoires consécutives à domicile sur 2 saisons.
Le système de Brian Hill fonctionne très très bien. 5 secondes pour Larry Johnson. C'est bien fait, bien fait. Il est bien seul, Geiger. Il avait évité la faute de Shaquille O'Neal qui reprend ce ballon.
Oh, joli passe à une main. Oh, get that, David.
Ils vont pas leur faire la
il va shooter à 3 points. Oh, airball. Dommage pour quand.
Second change, so Danny will not see any action, obviously. Although the sweater will be a nice look. Larry Johnson. Geiger with 4 here at the start of the first quarter. Larry Johnson for Matt Geiger.
Just completely out-hustling the Suns. The Charlotte Hornets much more into this game. But keep in mind, on Wednesday night, Charles got off to a very slow start against Detroit, finished with 45.
A 3 for Larry Johnson. Of a long road trip. This is the finale of a 5-game road journey. They split the previous 4. Johnson. Well, we've talked so much about Larry Johnson.
Never leave Del Curry at the offensive end.
Klein with very little room. Anderson on the rebound. Myers on the wing. Nice feed for Johnson. And the Hornets are just running the Suns off the court. They now lead 52 at the step. And back comes Rice. Myers on a good recovery by Larry Johnson. Person. Parrish up front. Geiger for Miami against Orlando last April. Incredible performance. Finley on the strip. And then Johnson putting a little on goal wire, but taken away by Larry Johnson. Off the break.
What a defensive defensive play by Larry Johnson. It is not easy to take the ball away from Kevin Johnson. I don't think he ever saw Larry come over as he took it away from him cleanly. And not only that, led Rice in for the fast break.
And Rice called for the foul.
Kevin Johnson started to look down at the ball. I guess he started to mishandle the ball. And when he looked, that's when Larry Johnson snuck in there as Rice finishes.
Hornets lead 69-62. Brent Pitt reports in for the first time for Phoenix. Johnson with the move on Green. Here's Curry again.
Still surprised the Hornets don't punch it inside. They finally do to Johnson.
Larry Johnson with a power move. Suns 85-82. Rice again. Charlotte with the numbers. Phoenix able to get back. Johnson. Larry Johnson with 18. Back from the Hornets. Michael Finley has played the entire game. Rice. Johnson calling for time. Did he save it? Did he call it in time? Yes, he did. 20-second timeout. Shot at the lead, came up with that rebound, and here's Geiger. Shot was deflected short, but kept alive. Shot clock is still running. It's down to 3. Goldwire able to hit off glass. A fling by Anthony Goldwire. Fourth quarter. Curry and Goldwire in the backcourt. Johnson, Geiger, Rice up front. Johnson got the step. The Hornets 101. The Suns 97. Cotton Fitz. Rashad.
All right, thanks, Marv. Larry, a wonderful game today. 20 points, 11 assists, 8 rebounds, and you have done today what you have done all season, just taking over this team.
Yeah, man. You know, we trying to find our identity. We've had some changes this year, and we're going through a little bit. We're trying to find our identity, but our main goal and our main focus right now is to make that last playoff spot.
What about Anthony Goldwire from the CBA to Showtime here today?
I think that you know, he's come in and he was put in a situation where Kenny went down. You know, them guys come up from the CBA, but the CBA is doing a wonderful job in turning out some players that's stepping into the NBA and making some great contributions.
All right, Larry, congratulations to you today. Great work.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Something good has happened.
They're a sieve at times defensively. It's just poor. Johnson, jump by Brian Stiff. Fall away off the glass. That was well done by Larry Johnson, who looks more like an outside linebacker than just missed. A little bit strong.
Well, he took it to Chief's strength. He's inside. He's a big guy, 7 feet. Made a tough shot to get over.
Chief, count the basket. Robert Parrish is 10. Kenny Anderson for Johnson to the left hand. Well done by Larry Johnson. He had to change his shot because of Mutombo.
Well, you see that strength he had.
Back to Larry Johnson. Drives, fall away. Good.
Good play that time by the host to work.
3-point lead, Charlotte. Anderson, he's not shy. He might be 3 of 3. McLean's got the sweats off. He'll be in next whistle. Larry Johnson against Bonds, and Larry Johnson wins that mini battle. First hoop, second half for LJ. Again, now he's going to set a high screen. LJ, Parrish will wait. He gets bumped. Count the basket. In the middle. And followed up by Mutombo. Twice, no good. Johnson the rebound. Nuggets need a stop. And I think during his Boston days, Robert Parrish would have shot that.
He would have taken that all the way in.
Shot clock down to 5. Larry Johnson, that one will count also. Field goal of the night for Dale Ellis.
Dale hasn't been shooting the ball all night, but that gives you confidence when the coach still calls your number.
Johnson tries to quiet the crowd. And the rebound of Kenny Anderson. Bristow in the background telling him to push it. Here's a 3. No good. Rebound of Larry Johnson just shoves Jalen Rose out of the way. 45 seconds to go. 5 of 25.
So you got to watch the inbounder too. Make sure you stay up. You don't get that ball back.
Anderson looks to Curry. He's jumped, gets a 3 off. Chased down by Johnson. Here's Curry.
7 seconds still to go. Rice an open three. He got it. Well, we said off the top this was going to be fun. It exceeded our expectations. Curry into Johnson. He finds the Chief, and the Chief throws it down with the shot clock at 12. Charlotte by 1. Larry Johnson, Dale Ellis, one-on-one. Oh, beautiful move. 12 seconds, maybe more. Johnson against McDyess. McDyess gets a hand in the face. What a shot by Johnson. And this one seals the basketball game in the second overtime. Charlotte leading by 1, and the quick move falling away over McDyess by Larry Johnson, who finished with 20, and that bucket gave Charlotte a 3-point lead, and the Nuggets were scrambling the rest of the way. They played tonight without Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, and down the stretch they could have used his 3-point offense, obviously.
Oh, definitely. That would have put more pressure on the defense. That spreads the defense out. Sure could have used him tonight.
Yeah, it was an exciting ball game. Unfortunately, the Nuggets on the wrong side again. 119-112, the final in double overtime. Our next broadcast is Saturday when Milwaukee comes to town. We'll have it for you right here on Prime Sports. For Kenny Miller, our producer, our entire Prime Sports crew, my partner Walt Davis, I'm Drew Goodman saying so long from Big
Lead. Sprewell putting up all-star numbers, averaging 24 a game. Well, Larry Johnson has tied the game at 2 with the rebound. Oakley with the touch pass to Johnson. Crisp, much sharper than we saw the other night against the Bullets. Larry Johnson with the rebound and pulled the foul.
Larry Johnson and 4 Warriors. And he got the good bounce.
Buck Williams switching off on Price, who was able to beat him off the dribble. Johnson with the rebound. Knicks have a 3-on-2. Rare fast break for the Knicks, and Buck Williams, who comes off a terrific all-around effort against the Bullets, has his first bucket.
They've had a couple of breaks now here in the first quarter, and Buck Williams now in year number 16, showing once again how well he can run.
Now, rare, John, is it to see a fast break not only by the Knicks, we were talking about that the other night, but just generally throughout the league. And that's one of the problems among many as to why the scores are down. Oakley, it counts, and the foul has come on, replacing Chris Childs. Childs with 5 assists in the first quarter. Buck Williams, Larry Johnson, and Charles Oakley up front. Here's Johnson. Larry Johnson looking very offensive-minded in this. Knicks have missed their last 5 shots. Larry Johnson ending that streak. Childs for Johnson. Well, the Knicks able to take advantage on the transition. Something. Childs searching the floor as he crossed midcourt and sets up Johnson. That will lead to a timeout. Rick Adelman wants to talk it over. All part of the 50-year celebration, the anniversary of the NBA. 7 of 22 shooting for Golden State in the third. The Knicks 14 of 26. A host of those Knicks from the 70s here tonight. Larry Johnson getting inside. 90, Warriors 79. Handled. Allen Houston, who had a nightmare in his return to Detroit on Wednesday. Ewing, 76ers. Eric Coleman, rejected. Patrick Ewing with the block, 3-on-2. Johnson for Oakley. And Ewing missed the tip. Johnson on the follow. What an interesting. Ewing was spellbound watching that happen. Larry Johnson off the dribble. And Patrick Ewing set up by Johnson. Knicks smooths it down, met by Davis. Johnson spinning Weatherspoon. It counts in the foul. Did against Weatherspoon. Good look to Larry Johnson inside. No double team. If he's not double team, that spinning move is a monster. Normally comes from the other side of the basket, so it's unusual to see him on the lower right side. And back comes Ward. Knicks have 5-on-3. Ewing. Johnson on the follow. 5 to go in the half. Ward for 3. Yes. And a decision, an alley-oop that misfired, and here comes Johnson. Final seconds of the half. Beats Oakley. Sixers by 1. Now Larry Johnson taking it to Clarence Weatherspoon. Gives it up. Patrick Ewing. Chris Childs yelling out what he wants to clear out for Larry Johnson. And Patrick Ewing to the other side of the court. And Larry Johnson goes for the jump shot. So he indicated that before the game, as opposed to how he played in Detroit when he was looking to his teammates, but he's just not hitting the shots. Oakley for Johnson. And the Thursday. 2.5 remaining third quarter, and a strong quarter for the Knicks, who are up by 7. 3-point shot. Larry Johnson from deep in the corner. Ewing played by Cage. Johnson for 3 from the other side. Went over the back of Larry Johnson. Here's Ward giving it up to Johnson. Beautiful play by Charlie. So the Sixers have passed that by. And Houston continuing the clutch Knick free throw shooting. Houston with 32 points. And that will be...
So Ellis has been averaging 28 a game the last 3 games. Johnson squaring up on Ellis. And they're 6th in the league in 3-point shooting. Here's Johnson. Larry Johnson, 6 points for Johnson.
Keepers in professional basketball history, but McNice, about 5 inches taller than Thompson, can really sky.
Johnson for 3. Cleveland Cavaliers, while Denver continues a homestand on Sunday. Larry Johnson from Charles Oakley, and the game is tied at 54.
Well, with him. Larry Johnson got a perfect lead pass. The defense fell asleep, and he enjoyed a chance to slam one down from on high.
Johnson getting position. Ellis forced into a difficult shot by Johnson. Oh, Ellis turned his back, and Johnson able to beat him. Thompson. Johnson. Being checked by McNice. Here's Larry Johnson. Shot clock down to 8. Johnson beat his man, then had to control the dribble and hit. High 35 against Denver. Larry Johnson facing the double team. Charlie Ward for 3.
He shakes off a mistake and comes back strong.
McNice. That's with 4 from Denver right after these messages.
試合の方は現在第1クォーター。さあ、チャールズ・オフリー。ここはお返し。
70% ぐらいですから、まあそこそこというところですよね。今ね。ここでニックが決めないといいですね。さあ、途中で、変わりました。
支障が出てきたってことですね。
はい、そうですね。
さあ、押し込みました。シュートの方がなかなか決まりません。さあ、第1クォーターは1分を切っています。30秒を切りました。ラリー・ジョンソン、そしているシカゴですが、
ウェニントンも今シーズンもう絶望ですからね。
今日は7ポイント、11リバウンド、
間違いないですね。
2投目、外でボールを回して、最後はどうする？ラリー・ジョンソン、マジック24番のダニー・チェイスです。 さあ中でのラリー・ジョンソン
ってたらそうでもないと、いけるぞというのでね、かなりねボールに対してはもう集中力が出てますね。
そして今はラリー・ジョンソンのフリースローです。スタンドとダブルダブル達成しました。入れられません。スパークス
自ら
おっとクリス・チャイルズ逆サイド。
さあ今度ウォードさあ
これは決まりません。ラリー・ジョンソン
ラリー・ジョンソン、プレーができるんですよね。ピッチングゲームができるわけです。
なるほど。フリースローです。5点差以内だと15勝3敗と。そしてオーバータイムに入る。ここでまたステージから試合の方が終了しました。
Nothing on it. Van Horn has it knocked away by Johnson. Larry Johnson leading the break. Kittles knocks it away from behind, but Houston right there. And Allen Houston pulls up and knocks down his first jumper. 7-6. Knicks trail by 1. Larry Johnson, power move underneath. And Johnson's between two nets.
Make sure that they can play at a high enthusiasm level tonight.
Larry Johnson flips it up there and gets the roll. Off the mark. Mills goes high for the rebound. Takes it away. Quickly ahead. Johnson gets the feed. Kittle nearly picked that one off. Oakley. Larry Johnson, the offensive rebound. Johnson underneath, left-handed, and gets the roll. Now you might say the
14 from the field.
1 of 2 from the line this time. His own words, nasty on the court when he has to be. Johnson full away. That is a tough shot over Van Horn. 6 for midway through the second. Van Horn. Johnson blocks it, Mills the rebound. Excellent post defense from Larry Johnson. They had their differences last year. You never thought Jason Williams would be back. As Oakley lines up, Charles Oakley, his first field goal. Gill. Pass to Kittles, doesn't get there. Ward with the spin. 2-on-1 break. Ahead to Johnson. Johnson stops and lays it in. And
this turnover now does not have the cohesiveness as a team to withstand low moments. That's why the Knicks have to play.
Johnson missing a free throw. Knicks now 8 of 13 from the free throw line.
The only where it's been the same is in the corner where it's remained 22 feet.
Charles Oakley. Down by 8. Johnson operating, flips it in. Tough shot from Larry Johnson. Free throw line, obviously. Van Horn against Larry Johnson. Blocked by Johnson. Ball knocked loose, taken by Childs. Much, he's 4 of 10, and Johnson's done a good job.
A terrific job.
In early. Johnson hits it. Allen Houston puts it up. Johnson clips it in. Johnson now against Benoit. A little easier matchup for him. Charlie Ward down a little Larry Johnson and lays it in and a foul. The AT&T great connection.
Well, Charlie Ward made the right pass, and Larry Johnson made a very tough shot. I mean, this wasn't exactly a layup. He had to shoot this ball, not just get it into the basket with a Childs.
Cassell tied up. Ball knocked away and taken by the Knicks, and they hold on for the victory. Cassell hurt on the final play as the Knicks celebrate an emotional come-from-behind win here.
Shrimp kicks it out to a wide-open Vin Baker. Johnson the rebound. That will be a difficult matchup. Larry Johnson against Shrimp, who stands close to 6'10". Ward with the penetration. Pretty feed to Johnson, and he banks it in. And Gary Payton's hustle. Ward on the steal. Ward feeds Larry Johnson cutting in, and Johnson gets their own. This is the last year of his contract. Has not been renewed yet. Johnson, three-pointer for Larry Johnson, and the game is tied at 23. Knicks about how Buck Williams in the post fronts his man as well as anyone. Starks, pretty feed to Larry Johnson.
Fine play that Starks enjoyed as much as Johnson did. Coverage.
Childs feed to Larry Johnson, and Johnson laying it in over his former college teammate Anthony. Ward pushing it up the floor. Starks. Allen Houston fakes the three. Pretty feed to Larry Johnson. Boy, that is excellent ball movement as the Knicks back up by 4.
Now they're picking apart this
Pretty darn good general manager as well in her first year with the Liberty. Made it to the WNBA Finals. Allen Houston, feed to Larry Johnson. That is a beautiful two-man game as the Knicks go back up by 3. You know, Hawkins. Johnson a rebound. Hawkins pass deflected by Ward. Hawkins gets it back, blocked by Johnson. Shot clock at 1. Ellis a 3. Ward the rebound. Well, Hawkins had 19. Larry Johnson with 20. As the Knicks come away with a victory, they're now 20 and 15 on the season, 13 and 4 here at the Garden. Final score: the Knicks 92, the Sonics 91. We'll be back with plenty more coming up.
Johnson looking to take Kemp. 5 on the shot clock. Quick move from Larry Johnson to fall away. Beautiful move from Larry Johnson. And the Knicks
of the night at the point to back up Terrell and Derek Anderson to back up Sir. And then how they develop, we wait and see. Well, as it turned out, we've had things happen.
Well, after all the practice last year. Ilgauskas coming out on the perimeter to guard Johnson, who takes him to the hole. Nice move from Larry Johnson. 39-35. Knicks 5-4, just over 3 remaining in the second. Allen Houston makes the adjustment, won't go. The tip, it's good. And Houston now with 8 points. Knicks lead it 41-35.
How about that for a guard? He was up there with the big guys tipping that ball and outreaching everybody.
Kemp rushed the shot. Houston the rebound. Again, Dudley helps out on defense. Pretty feed to Larry Johnson. Boy, Allen Houston doing a little bit of everything.
Boy, that's fun to watch. Along with Chris Dudley. And this is followed up by that gorgeous pass to Larry Johnson, who continues to beat people down the court. He's putting some.
Sura with a 3. Allen Houston grabs another rebound. He's got 6 rebounds. Johnson with a spin move and dumps it into the left hand. Hounding defense from Brevin Knight. Mills double team. Knicks swinging. Houston with a quick 3. That's good. Allen Houston from downtown. Starks. Quick shot from Starks. Larry Johnson the offensive rebound. Houston wide open. That's good. Allen Houston pouring it on with 20 points. Herb Williams spinning. 5 on the shot clock. Feeds Mills. Chris Childs, 1 on the shot clock. Johnson, quick shot, puts it in. Pump shot for Johnson. He had to catch it immediately, throw it up. But the Knicks lead by 10, just under 4 remaining in the fourth. Childs spins away. Beautiful feed, Larry Johnson, and 1. Larry Johnson, chance for a 3-point play. And a it's a beautiful feed from Childs.
It certainly is. Childs sets him up perfectly. And nobody's going to stop Larry Johnson when he's in that position.
Kemp stolen by Starks. Starks has made some big plays in the fourth quarter. 4-on-1 break. Buck Williams will finish it off, and a foul. Murray starts to finish. And the crowd appreciating the sold-out Madison Square Garden.
Inside, the heat is on as you see the starting lineups for the Knicks. No changes from game 1. Larry Johnson, physical. Here in game 2, the players and the coaches saying that will be the case. Johnson against Brown. Larry Johnson for the first.
Nice little opportunities to foul Alonzo Mourning hard, and has he done it?
Johnson against Brown. Larry Johnson effective in game 1. The fall away. Johnson so far here in the first quarter. A minute remaining opening period. Mashburn just in the game. Guarding Larry Johnson. Johnson the spin move. And 1. Larry Johnson with a chance for a 3-point play.
A smart play by the Knicks to go right away inside against Jamal Mashburn. Not a particularly good defensive player. No way he can do any business down inside against
Charlie Ward kicking out. Starks pulls up for 2. Cummings rips down the rebound. Finding Johnson. Johnson hard. Shot will go and a foul. Knicks look to break once again. Good transition defense from the Heat. Johnson left alone. Mashburn fell down, and Larry Johnson put it in. Johnson in double figures with 10. Deflected by Hardaway. Heat with active hands in the first half. Starks, quick three. It's good. John Starks from downtown. Johnson, the deflection. The Knicks starting to pick it up defensively. Starks, that's a three. John Starks from downtown. Picks it up. Feed down low, Larry Johnson. Johnson, it's good, and a foul.
From the 5 for 18 game one, he has looked for his shot, found it, knocking down some three-pointers. But the other question about Allen Houston is, can he make his teammates better? Can he draw defense and find open people? Well, he did right the player on the team right now, and that's what he is with Patrick Ewing on the bench in street clothes.
Remember, Houston overcame a wrist injury earlier. He was playing poorly the first couple of months. Ward making his move. Larry Johnson nails the jumper. Johnson with 15 points. Knicks even more basketball.
Well, a couple of Charlotte Hornets having big contributions in the first half. Alonzo Mourning doing it at both ends. Strong around the basket, blocking shots. And Larry Johnson just shedding people, knocking them out of the way.
We've already had Oakley with the steal. We've already had 7 lead changes here in this third quarter. Johnson underneath. Oakley's tip won't go. Johnson with the right hand. Probably 15 foul on the Heat. Now they put it up there. But Johnson has to be right back to Johnson. Johnson single coverage. Spins. And gets the roll. No double. Shot clock down to 7. Johnson against Mourning. It's down to 2. Johnson, the runner, across the lane, gets the roll. Tough shot from Larry Johnson, who now has 22 in the lead, back to 8. Van Gundy always says when Starks plays well, we're difficult to beat.
There's that tough shot by Larry Johnson against the outstretched arm of Alonzo Mourning. Somehow or other, the small
victory for the Knicks after the disappointing loss in Game 1. And this best-of-5 series is officially tied at 1.
And the Knicks ought to come back with a quick effort themselves. They slow down, let the Heat defense set up. When they've been able to set up, they've been able to shut down the New York Knicks.
Larry Johnson, guarded by Mashburn.
8 on the clock.
Spinning baseline, up and in. And Miami takes a timeout. Larry Johnson's bucket has given New York a 1-point lead.
No way that Jamal Mashburn has the strength to play with Larry Johnson. Alonzo Mourning a little late coming over on the rotation, and the Knicks bench celebrates.
74-73 New York. You're watching the NBA on NBC. They took their chances, and it paid off. Ward to Larry Johnson. And the Knicks have their first bucket from the hands of LJ.
He has not really had an uncontested attempt yet. The Knicks are rotating beautiful.
Johnson for 3. Larry Johnson nails the three-pointer. He has 5 in the early going, and New York is up by the margin of that shot.
And Sam Perkins made them pay, but their benches come in and change the difference of the game. Johnson for 3.
LJ knocks down the 3. He has 7 New York points.
You need to get Mark Jackson on track in the paint.
Johnson, triple teamed and fouled.
What Larry Johnson always does is start in, turn back, spin back the other way, and then come back into the defender and gets a foul. Jalen Rose trying to bail out of the way, smiling, saying, you know, can't take too many calls like that.
Just second, as you see. Rose wide open. Johnson, good position, blocking Dale Davis off the board. Here's Allen Houston. Back to Johnson. He laid it in. Pretty pass from Houston to LJ. Larry Johnson, 11 points, and New York's up by 5.
So that Achilles is starting to act up on him.
He has 6 boards in the game. Larry Johnson, 11 points in the first half.
But the Knicks don't get any ball movement, player movement. It's
when Larry Johnson's in the post, reminiscent of Scott Wedman. Lick the fingers, cool them off, face. Scott Wedman of the Boston Celtics used to do that virtually every time he stroked that graceful jumper. Reggie should work on give and goes. His own individual offense is not there.
Johnson over Perkins. Pretty shot. Larry Johnson only his second field goal of the second half. He has 15 points.
All you want is the ball back as they try to inbound. Looking for Jackson.
Jackson has it. Forces up a three over Childs. Short. Rebounded by Ewing, and the Knicks have done it. The New York Knicks have stolen the home court advantage by winning Game 1 at Market Square Arena, breaking Indiana's 12-game home playoff winning streak. And the underdog New York Knicks, the first 8-seeded team to make the conference finals, pull off the shocker in Game 1.
Back screen to bring Smits down, and then they shoot Davis right down the middle. That is there.
Johnson against Mullen. Tough matchup for Chris Mullen and a fake by Larry Johnson.
See, I think of all the matchups in this game, if you want to say one-sided, that is the biggest advantage in this series is Larry Johnson on Chris Mullen.
The offensive rebounding at the Indiana end of the floor is surprising, and it's definitely a big factor.
Larry Johnson plows his way inside for two.
I don't know another play that I would call right now.
Oh, good. Excellent.
I mean,
excellent.
I'm milking that for two reasons. One, Larry Johnson can score, and two, you get Chris Mullen off the floor.
That's right.
Charlie Ward reaching in draws a foul here as Mullen was going across the top of the circle, his second.
Yeah, Mullen has tried the front. He's tried to play behind. Larry Johnson is bigger, quicker, and stronger. That's a tough combination when you're the defender. They don't get headlines, but they go to the bank.
Their wives and family are happy.
Very happy. Here comes Larry Johnson. Working on Mullen with a nice spin move inside. Number 3 in the turnover category for Indiana.
Now, right now, we've been bringing this out. This is a very tough cover for Chris Mullen. The forearm, Larry Johnson is just too big in the upper body, and he's quick. Now, we realize he's lost a lot of hop since he's had the operation, but once he turns that shoulder, it's over. Whether it's the chest, the arm, or the back, you cannot lose contact, especially with a guy who loves to go for the line.
He lost contact and vision. That's deadly when you do both.
Say something good. say something good. Come on now, say something good.
But he played hard.
McKee picks up a foul. He was brought to Indiana because of his defense. And here's our friend Larry Johnson again at the free throw line. He came into this season in great shape. Perhaps the best since his injury 5 years ago. Lost 25 pounds. Grabbed a new religion. And it's changed his life, he said, and he's a better player for it.
Well, you can see, they put Mullen on him. He scored. They tried Rhodes. He scored. Now they're trying McKee, and he's on the free throw line. That's 3 different guys already who have guarded 4 if you count Dale Davis, who has guarded Larry Johnson. So right now, the go-to player for the Knicks is Larry Johnson.
See, he's got the mismatch, and he wants to go one-on-one for the advantage. Good pass.
Nice feed by Dudley. Larry Johnson buries the 3. He's only a 23 career three-point shooter. Hamby picks up another foul. Number 2.
Now, this is just a great move. Dudley knew that he was out of his range, and he swung it right to Larry Johnson. A lot of people say Larry Johnson has just started to make three-point shots. Well, in 96, Larry Johnson made 67 threes for Charlotte. He could always hit that shot. Well, that was his 8th foul shot attempt in this game.
Dale Davis is on Larry Johnson. Great seductive fake by Larry Johnson. Oh, what a play.
Now, he stayed with it. You got to give him credit. He stayed with it, and he gave more than one move on Dale Davis. And as soon as he saw him rising up, he made the quick step.
He made a move with every part of his body as the Knicks get the Indiana turnover. Houston orchestrating inside Johnson. Another fake that draws him out of their shoes, and Johnson's got 15. Nice little run by the Knicks during the first half.
Well, you say, well, you can't fast break unless you force turnovers and then hold them to one shot.
Johnson again. Dale Davis is there with the isolation. Johnson This time fires and hits.
Oh, you knew it because he set him up with the first time. First time, pump fake. Davis buys it. He gets a layup. You knew there was no way that Dale Davis was going to jump at that fake right there. And LJ knew it also, and that's why he took the shot.
Larry Johnson has every chamber filled. Larry Johnson with 17 points. A terrific second quarter. And the Knicks are back in business, down by 11, 57-46.
Had those same shots. They didn't go in game 2. They did. But listen, there's 4 seconds on the shot clock. If you're a defender, there should be help there because there's no time to pass it out.
Another nice move by Johnson. Counted for 2, and they'll go to the free throw line.
Leading the playoffs, only giving up 79% and only giving up 37% in shooting.
Houston with Miller on him. Into Ewing. Guarded by Antonio Davis. Rebound Ewing. Flips it out towards. Swings it over to Johnson. Drives by Jackson. And gets it again.
This is like a reincarnated guy. I mean, he looks terrific tonight. He's got energy. He's dribbling the ball. He's exploding. Yeah, I mean, he's got the total package here tonight.
Larry Johnson is terrorizing the Indiana Pacers tonight.
Well, he has total quickness, and, you know, it kind of reminds you of when he was JUCO Player of the Year on 2 occasions, and also College Player of the Year, and then Rookie of the Year. And people forget he averaged 22 a game before he had the operation on the back, and since that time, naturally, he's lost a lot of the hop until this evening.
Boy, I tell you, and most of those points through his career was at the power forward position. You look at tonight, it's at the small forward position, and you're looking at Chris Mullin, and you're thinking 4 points. The reason is he's trying to guard somebody, and he's getting tuned up right now, and it's because of more power and more quickness. It's a tough matchup. Mullin knew that going into this series.
Yeah. Indiana the lead, 2 seconds to play. Childs. Ewing, put it, it goes. Oh, and he misses. And the Indiana Pacers have tied the Eastern Conference Finals at 1 win apiece.
Oh. Could you hear the hush? I mean, they couldn't believe, the people in this building could not believe that Patrick Ewing caught that ball.
Oh, my. He caught it, and he was wide open.
Wide open.
Tom Hammond with Steve Snapper Jones and Bill Walton. Steve, with Patrick Ewing on the sidelines now with that partially torn Achilles tendon, the equation changes for the New York Knicks.
It does, but it's an equation that they have seen before, Tom, and that they have to find some low-post scoring. And the guy that they're going to go to is a Larry Johnson. Larry Johnson has become a rejuvenated offensive player for Jeff Van Gundy. His ability to score from all over the floor has really set the tone for the New York Knicks. And when Larry Johnson is scoring the basketball, good things happen for them. His numbers, he is the leading scorer in the series, and you know, how dedicated is he? Well, this is a guy that's well groomed, and he has sworn he's not getting a haircut or a shave until they win. And if we see this, the signature, then you know that he is having a huge afternoon.
That's disgusting. Bill's favorite is the LJ signature.
And forward at 6'7" from UNLV, number 2, co-captain Larry Johnson.
Now, both teams are jump shooting basketball teams, and the one that's going to be able to get inside is the one that's going to be the most effective. They come to Larry Johnson against Dale Davis.
Smits comes to double. Johnson is fouled.
That backup of LJ's has been the Knick style at its worst when he comes in and takes 7 or 8 dribbles trying to get something going for himself. The Knicks are much better when they move that ball around. Larry Bird already concerned about foul trouble to Dale Davis.
So you mean if you get fouled on an attempt to score, it's no good?
Not if it takes everybody else out of the game. He's got all these guys standing around waiting for the ball.
Well, they waited too long because Larry didn't give it up, and now he's put in the 2 free throws up and got them both. So they net 2 points, the result of that possession.
Here's Sprewell. Popped out. Dudley missed it. Tapped in by Johnson. Johnson for three. We're all making the LJ sign over here at the table.
Not me. Enough for the self-promotion of Larry Johnson.
Well, Larry Johnson must have known something about the last second shot. This is deep. That is about 28 feet. Nothing but the bottom of the net. And, Bill, this second look just for you.
Well, maybe he was thinking about last year's 1.6 and the I can't take it anymore game. This time I'll make a shot instead of getting myself thrown out and suspended.
We love Larry. Tied at the end of one thanks to LJ's heroics.
And 3 signature demonstrations.
Derek McKee with the Indiana foul. Here is LJ in action. Double team, scrapping, fakes, got it up and in. Wow.
The longer we stay here, the more Bill becomes a fan of Larry Johnson. You notice the word magnificent came out the last time.
9 points for LJ.
You know, the playoffs are about resolve, and Larry Johnson has really shown that he's got a lot of heart and a lot of tenacity this afternoon. Coming in, getting them up in the air, off-balance shot goes in.
Actually, you were the one that asked Marcus Camby, was he going to get more shots with Ewing out? And he laughed and said, no, Latrell can handle that. As LJ does it again.
I didn't get a single look that day.
And we bet Latrell will get his. But right now, the ball in the hands of LJ. And Larry Johnson dominating the game. We're tied at 21.
So the New York Knicks have found a weapon in the low post efforts of Larry Johnson. And if you talk to all of the Knicks, what they say about Larry Johnson, he is the most driven and the best teammate that anyone on the Knicks can have. And he's found a lot of ways to energize his team this evening. He has been able to score outside, inside. He's done a terrific job of rebounding the basketball. And it's been the Larry Johnson efforts early. As you see his office, those greens, those are all makes, Bill.
Everything on the right side of the floor.
Everybody's doing the LJ here at the Garden. Charlie Ward looking inside. It's one of those UCLA moves.
Well, that's because UCLA usually wins.
They have Larry Johnson trying to get him started, but he's holding the ball, 8 on the shot clock.
Shot was there the whole time. He finally took it and buried it. 13 for LJ.
There's another one of those declining graphs that we've seen from Reggie. Almost below sea level if it goes too much farther, Tom.
Chris Mullin back in the game trying to defend Marcus Camby.
Well, they're too close together, so Johnson's going over the top with 2 more.
LJ, who started the game 1 of 5, has now made 5 in a row, beginning with that 3-pointer at the buzzer to end the first quarter.
To see Larry Johnson and the space that Dale Davis gives him, trying to make sure that he's giving help to Chris Mullin, toss up the perimeter shot to Larry Johnson, and then in the break you'll see Marcus Camby dancing over the top.
Steve, why doesn't LJ go to the lick every time?
He's saving it for special occasions. Now the Indiana Pacers came here to win 1 of 2 games so that they would get the home court advantage back, and they played very well. To start the fourth quarter, they've got to keep up their defense and find someone to score. Larry Johnson.
He's the man to score, as he has been all afternoon. The Knicks with Larry Johnson, Chris Dudley, Latrell Sprewell, Chris Childs, and Allen Houston.
Perkins never got set and got the foul with the hand check.
Johnson wide open after he leveled Best with a kick, and he banks in the 3. Yep, LJ.
More penetration by Chris Childs. The horrible start. Larry Johnson perfect since opening the game ice cold.
Including 2 threes, both of them very improbable. Jackson had a foot on the line. It was a 2, missed it anyway. Saved inbounds by Camby. And Camby just now getting back down court. Johnson, and
1. Larry Johnson is keeping him in the game. But unless Latrell Sprewell comes alive, the Knicks are going to have a lot of trouble here finishing off and maintaining the home court advantage.
91-88, 11.9. Knicks have advanced the ball to midcourt. Charlie Ward will trigger the ball inbounds. It's Ward, Childs, Sprewell, Houston, and Larry Johnson back in.
And I'm sure Larry Bird has told his guys, you know, we got a couple tricks here. We can foul for possession or don't foul on a three.
If it gets late, the Pacers can foul to put them on the line.
Ward had it tipped. Johnson made a good catch. Johnson is fouled and hit. Larry Johnson has hit his career quota of wild shots today.
And now he's got to make one. And when they rushed him, he said, leave me alone. I got to make a free throw here. And the game is a long way from being over.
Got it. New York by one. Timeout, Indiana. 3 incredible three-point shots by Larry Johnson in this game.
The worst possible scenario for Larry Bird and the Indiana Pacers, who has lost in this building. Bird has too many times on long three-point shots at the end of the game. Larry Johnson, the pump fake. Phantom foul called there. Running away from the play, Antonio Davis.
Grabbed him, but you're in that situation, what you got to think is the worst I can do is foul and get possession. Goes for the pump fake. Now he's got a hand on him, and he's going to push, and he gets one. This is home court advantage. That's what you get when you play at home. You get the. Now you said that Reggie Miller foul wasn't a foul.
That's right. That's not a foul either.
Now remember, to end the first quarter, shot clock, game clock running out. Larry Johnson hit a three from way deep.
And Patrick Ewing, whose life is just taking a terrible turn here with that foot problem, couldn't be happier first year. And that's what a team is all about. He told his guys, I'll be there cheering for you. I've got faith, I've got confidence in you. You guys can win this. You're good enough. And they've shown that this afternoon.
Johnson hit the three at the buzzer to end the first quarter, banked in a three early in the fourth quarter, and now this 4-point play with 5 seconds left has given New York a 1-point lead.
Has there ever been a greater 4-point play?
No.
More significance in the history of the NBA.
So it's McKee, Smits, Jackson, Miller, and Rose for Indiana. 5.7 seconds left. Can Reggie Miller put out another one at the Garden? Here's Mark Jackson. Jackson triple teamed, tied up, got a shot up, no good. New York wins.
Thank you very much, Tom. Larry, tell us about that 4-point play. And was that what was called in the huddle?
No, it was not. First of all, I'd like to say all praise is due to Allah. It was not called in the huddle. It was supposed to be a drive by Allen, but he couldn't get it. So once I got it, I just tried to square up, and I got a good look at it, and I shot it, and it went in. Allahu Akbar.
That was a prayer. Were you surprised you were fouled?
Yes, I was. You're down 3. There shouldn't have been no foul. But like I said, all praise is due to Allah for that shot.
We're watching it right now. You hit 3 very unlikely three-pointers today. You made 8 shots in a row. What goes through one when one finds the zone like that? It seemed like everything you threw up went in.
You know what? I wouldn't even call it a zone. I was trying to stay focused. A lot of guys got to step up since Patrick is out. And that's, that was my main focus, trying to step up since Patrick is out.
What did Patrick say to you? He gave you a big hug.
Pat, before, when he found out his injury, we had a meeting with him the day of practice, and he told us, he's still with us, and, for that guy to be around as long as he's been around, and he's been hurt throughout this whole playoff, and he's give us 110%. We got to give it right back to him.
Were you guys teetering your confidence coming into this game without Patrick?
No, I think that, like I said, guys understand they got to step up. Myself, Marcus, Kurt Thomas, Big Chris Dudley, guys got to step up, and I think that's what guys are trying to do, step up.
Larry, congratulations. There's never been a bigger four-point play.
Thank you very much. Allahu Akbar.
All right, back over to you, Tom.
If that becomes a factor again, New York could be in trouble.
Well, he had 17 in game 2. I thought he was fairly effective in that one. Did miss the last shots in game 1 and 3, but where was Reggie Miller? Here's Larry Johnson. Fadeaway is good. Larry Johnson hits his first shot of the game.
Larry Johnson, who has to be emotionally fatigued from the incredible performance. The great ball movement there by Charlie Ward. But Larry Johnson and Marcus Camby are going to be two guys who can't be counted on for miraculous performances again. It has to be Sprewell and Allen Houston tonight.
Now, they've only scored 4 points in the quarter, and to only be down 10, that's a good sign for Jeff Van Gundy. They've been without a hoop for 3 minutes. Larry Johnson breaks the drought.
Beautiful spinning move by LJ. He has 4 points. And New York back within 8. Ward to Sprewell against Mark Jackson. Flips it back out to Larry Johnson. And now they'll set it up on the half court. Johnson with his dribble against Mullen. This is the man he wants to attack. Backs him down, shoots over him, and scores.
Larry Johnson with a very quiet first half. 4 points, 1 rebound. Not playing against Chris Mullen in the first half. That time took immediate advantage of the guy he has tortured throughout this series.
They've only turned it over once, and yet they have not gained a point on the lead.
Because Indiana has listened to Larry Bird, and everybody has brought some sort of contribution tonight.
Johnson hits the 3. Larry Johnson now with 9 points. It would have been a 2 anyway, and the ball out of bounds to New York.
Larry Johnson pulling the trigger, looking for that miracle finish. Pacers aren't getting anywhere near him to give the referees a chance to blow another whistle. Then Reggie Miller flailing away at one end.
Well, you spent yesterday with Larry Bird, and he said he called them all out, so we'll find out whether that worked. Johnson.
He has 19 points, and so the good news for Larry Bird is you get Smits and Miller back to the top of their game, and you're hitting on all cylinders.
It seemed tonight, Tom, as if the Pacers finally played with a sense of desperation. It says that if we don't win this game, we have no chance to win that elusive championship.
Rose and the Pacers will dribble it out, and Reggie Miller says, not tonight. There'll be no 3-1.
Championship level, you've got to be able to guard guys one-on-one, like Derek McKee is doing right here.
And doesn't matter, Larry Johnson, despite some good defense from McKee and others, pulls the Knicks within 7.
Larry Johnson trying to back down Derek McKee. This is good, solid defense. You're going to give up some points, but it's the double teams that kill you. He's looking for the foul right here. He looks over at the officials and says, hey, that's a foul. And the Knick contingent behind Van Gundy and the Knick bench, they are up in arms over there.
Well, the first Pacer fast break points of the night are the 2 free throws by Chris Mullen, and it gives Indiana a 2-point edge. Larry Johnson, and 1.
As tough as Larry Johnson makes these shots, he makes this one even tougher because he always likes to spin away from the defense. Comes in, he knows he gets hit, then brings it down and finds the right spot of the glass. And Larry Johnson trying to work his way into the ballgame. He was handicapped by fouls in that first half as well. And Van Gundy needs him out on the floor trying to break the tie with this 3-point play.
Who'd they call that foul on? Players at their worst are better than your bad players at their best.
Larry Johnson, 2 ball fakes, put it up and in. Nice move, Larry Johnson.
This is the lineup that Bird could conceivably go with for the rest of the game. Maybe take Perkins out, but he's got his guns in there, and the Knicks are scoring on him.
Larry Johnson hits that open shot, and New York is up by 1. 6-0 run by the Knicks. Timeout, Indiana.
Marcus Camby doing so much. You dribble into the paint like this and just rise up, leaving the defender frozen. Perkins, a great defender against a bigger guy. Marcus Camby pumping his teammates up. Let's go. One time.
The one thing that they have done, though, is move the ball, break the defense down, and the shot selection is getting better for the New York Knicks, who refuse to go away.
Pacers trying to shut it off.
Sprewell against Jackson.
The baseline is open for Sprewell, trying to come across the middle, out of control.
Johnson for three. Larry Johnson with a huge three-pointer. He has a dozen points in the game, and New York leads by 4.
All those hours of practicing that three, something that Larry's really just added this year to his repertoire, finally pays off.
Larry Johnson for three. Second in a row from the same spot.
The miracle finish.
10 1/4 for Larry Johnson. The 69 Mets said, "We gotta believe," and I think it's 30 years later, and it's the New York Knicks with that same slogan, and they found a guy to keep them in the ball game and then put them on the lead with Larry Johnson smoking from the outside, and the New York Knicks have control of their destiny here in Market Square.
But they're playing like a team, the Knicks are right now. They're playing the only way they can. 24 on the shot clock here, but they're coming. They found a style and identity with penetration, with dish, with spot-up shooters in LJ. Can be above the rim.
What they want to do is use the clock, but they don't want to become stagnant. And they want to make sure that they get something going to the hoop. Larry Johnson inside and fouled.
From Marcus Camby, and good ball movement. Sprewell, Camby, LJ to the line.
Sprewell is killing Rick Smits on that double here. Camby, while he's been in the game, the Knicks have been up plus 17. When he's been out, they've been down 13.
Well, now you know why the guy was saving him for the end of the game. That's why he's coaching. You're over here.
If you play them the whole game, this game might be over by now. They could get to Jay Leno.
Late local news first.
Oh, excuse me.
Fourth quarter, LJ's come alive. He is 4 for 4, now 11 points, and shooting for 12 as Dudley replaces Marcus Camby.
Well, what a recovery here for Larry Johnson, who was so quiet through first 3 quarters. 5 points on 2 for 4 shooting. Perfect from the floor at 4 for 4. And now at the line here, forcing Larry Bird to take a timeout.
Now just 3 seconds away from taking a 3-2 lead in the series.
That ball was blocked by Marcus Camby once again. And in Latrell Sprewell, they got a guy who can get to the free throw line and bail your team out when everything bogs down. That's what happened for Van Gundy tonight.
And the fans here at Market Square, who may have seen their team play the last official game in this arena ever, are shocked as Game 5 comes to an end. New York now just 1 victory away from becoming the first 8th seed ever to make the NBA Finals. But remember, Indiana has lost only once on the road during these playoffs. In the last 8 minutes of the game, the Knicks put it away with a 29-14 run.
New York, a 6'7" forward from UNLV, number 2, Larry Johnson.
Every rebound, Johnson against Ratliff. Tough matchup to post up on him. Sprewell with the jumper. Latrell Sprewell. Right now, Geiger is on Ewing, Ratliff on Johnson, making it tough for Johnson to post up. Inside, left-handed, Larry Johnson.
Yeah, good dishing and swishing now by the Knicks. Previously watched 18 points off their bench.
Houston misses the second, gets the rebound, fires it up. Johnson and Ewing dumps it in.
Yeah, good business. Essentially, that's the man-to-man. They have to tighten up their man-to-man. Don't look for help.
Nice feed from Ewing, and Johnson lays it in.
Now he can settle down.
They have 5 on the shot clock. Johnson leans in and gets the roll.
And the next, he's been slipping and sliding on the court.
Iverson has 30. The Knicks down 1. Johnson takes it right to the glass and puts it in. It's 6. George Lynch for 3. Well short. Charlie Ward throws it ahead to Larry Johnson. Johnson goes underneath and lays it in. Larry to take a step to the forefront.
Looked like doom and gloom without Ewing, but LJ rises to the occasion. That time shrewd, clever, slick hooping. And again, LJ elusive off the dribble. So his proficiency igniting the Knicks on a 6-0 run. Have a hot hand here other than LJ. Well, LJ had the 3 consecutive hoops at one point.
Johnson against Lynch. Gets inside, puts it up. It's good. Larry Johnson. Clock at 7. Houston tied up, picks up his dribble. Ewing down low. Turns, puts it up. That's good. Patrick Ewing puts it in.
You're in a majestic Knicks tonight. Big numbers scoring and rebounding, but this was the pivotal play. Posting and toasting Ratliff that time.
Inbounds, Kukoc steps back, puts up the three-pointer. Shot won't go, and there's the buzzer. And the Knicks.
Here's Bugsy Bove. And the rebound by Thomas, and the Knicks pushing it up now. So the veteran playoff team reaching the NBA Finals last year. Clear out. Larry Johnson against Kevin Willis. Fall away. He's got it, and it's a 5-point Toronto lead.
Well, we said the key in that first half was holding Larry Johnson to 3 points.
And a timeout called by the Raptors, and the crowd on its feet for the first time tonight as Larry Johnson has scored the last 6 points for the Knicks, who have come within 5.
A conscientious effort by Toronto to keep Larry Johnson out of double figures. And you can see that in this quarter, he's definitely come to life because he's getting the catches and he's getting high percentage releases.
Sprewell with the game winner in game 2. Johnson for 3. Banked it in! Oh, no. The LJ sign prevails as Larry Johnson banks in a three-pointer.
They have given him the shot, and he has been the guy that's been there to deliver the goods, and the towels go up on the Raptors bench. They surrender.
Knicks 24 seconds away from a sweep of the Raptors. I can't comment on this. You'll just have to take it, Bill.
Top teams making their own breaks. Top players going for glass all the way.
How many circus three-point shots are we going to see?
Rick Carlisle, ma adesso entriamo in cronaca di questa gara 2, ovviamente attesissimo Alan Houston, mentre il primo...
Come Marley, un conto è giocare contro Reggie Miller, che ti fa lavorare tantissimo senza palla, quella caviglia se non è a posto è nei guai.
Ottimo lavoro di Larry Johnson da 3, questo non è certo un mattone, ma è sbagliato ugualmente, riparte Alan Houston, attacca Jackson, forza, sbaglia.
Nella sua media stagionale è quello che ha fatto contro...
Ha fatto benissimo, 17 vittorie e 24 sconfitte, comunque panchina John Wallace totalmente assente contro i Miami Heat, trova dei minuti in questo quintetto abbastanza particolare e Larry... Ovviamente Reggie Miller non è eterno, il leader del futuro è già lì e porta la maglia numero 5, ottimo 1 contro 1 dal post basso per Larry Johnson.
Dall'inizio di questa gara.
Childs schiaccia per terra per Larry Johnson, lavora contro Croshier in avvicinamento, gli gira intorno e poi giocare solo la rettina. 0 su 7 dal campo per Austin Powers, che oggi di power, di potenza ne ha pochino, difende benino qui su Larry Johnson che
è proprio dentro e Smith si è soltanto difeso, brutto fischio soprattutto col replay.
1 contro 1 verso il centro dell'area di Sprewell che da 3 metri a Larry Johnson. Childs salva il pallone, eroico Chris Dudley, palla schiacciata per terra per Larry Johnson, taglio di Dudley, si disinteressano tutti di quello che fa lui, tutti si occupano di Larry, ma per i Knicks serie di giochi a 2 tra Johnson e Sprewell, riceve Johnson, alza la parabola. A me piace giocare e io sono venuto qui per giocare. Matt Hayes, la cui esplosione costa la panchina perenne al signor Chris Mullin, grande amico di Larry Bird, componente del Dream Team originale, scarico di Larry Johnson per Camby.
Si tira da sotto senza botta, di cui Kevin McHale faceva uso abbondante.
Quinto fallo per Reed Smith, post basso ancora per Larry Johnson. In questo momento è l'attacco dei New York Knicks, fattore chiave per Van Gundy, quintettone con Sprewell e Houston. Childs, lui pure si è girato una caviglia, 1 contro 1 di Houston, tiro impossibile, ghiacciati i New York Knicks, 2-0 nella serie.
That's a good one. Here's the lob into Smith, who had the great start for game 3 in game 4. Here's Larry Johnson without Ewing. He's the primary post-up player, and he drives baseline by getting some fouls on him.
What has happened to the Pacers' interior defense? They used to be very good at that.
Johnson for 3.
Jalen Rose.
And the points in the paint continue to be dominated by the Knicks. They're off again.
Well, they got 5 guys in white trying to run the floor, and they get the ball to Thomas.
Up the court in transition, Larry Johnson. Seeing it all happen, the Pacer big men are not getting back. All New York midway through the first quarter. Nice look away.
Johnson fumbled it or could have put it through.
You know, when Johnson's like this, he does not like to drive the ball.
Rebound.
What timing, but does not have a smooth gait.
Charlie Ward with a great pass to LJ.
I think Charlie Ward down the lane. No pressure. Travis Bessage backing up, backing up. The big guys for Larry Bird are not running. Better get somebody playing some interior defense and transition defense for Indiana.
LJ to Camby and one.
Passing, the shooting, drawing a double team. Austin Crozier has not shown the ability to guard Larry Johnson single-handedly. That
from three-point range, 13 points.
Pacer defense appears to have stiffened.
Against the shot clock, Larry Johnson with his specialty.
Now, Larry Johnson had just stepped in the ball game. He was probably the only Knick that knew how much time was on the clock. Let it go. All the fans are saying, "What's up, LJ?" And you see the results.
They wanted it in there hard and high. Hit him in the face. Dillard to catch it, too.
Johnson passes out of the double team.
Bunyan, they were going to have to play the same way they played early. Oh! Pretty well a miss.
But Dudley, the offensive rebound. Johnson measures a three.
Now, if Larry Johnson turns and faces, he's going to put a lot of pressure on Dale Davis.
That's a tough shot.
And a good one. For 5.
Well, actually, Larry Johnson got started in game 2 when Patrick Ewing went out. He knew he was going to get a chance to be more aggressive at the offensive end.
Down.
Now, when you think about this third quarter, the front line has done all of the scoring. Jackson and Miller for Indiana, just 2 points between them. Larry Johnson trying to go baseline. Got it.
Your crowd at the 3:09 mark, third quarter of game 4. Larry Johnson, the game's top scorer. And the Knicks with the lead.
That Larry Johnson have made that giant step today. Charlie Ward, who's got 13 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists, working on a triple-double here, feeding Larry Johnson in transition. Larry Johnson's got 19 points, 7 boards. He leads both teams in both scoring and rebounding.
The closing 6 minutes of play.
Kurt Thomas blocked by Crozier, saved by Camby. Johnson for 3.
This fourth quarter has been there.
Charlie Ward wants to drive.
Finds LJ, spotted for 3.
Hands on the ball. They've been coming to Spree well, but Spree's had a tough time.
Larry Johnson passed up the 3. Ward will take it. And hit. Miller gets the inbounds pass, launches the 3, misses.
Jest jeszcze takim zawodnikiem jak Iverson, czy przede wszystkim Steve Francis, który swoje sukcesy potrafi godzić z sukcesami drużyny. No i dwójka, ale tak naprawdę Magic Johnson nie był ceniony jako defensor, natomiast tym dobrym defensorem na obwodzie był właśnie Byron Scott, co pomagało Magicowi być artystą, jeżeli chodzi o atak. No, świetny manewr, pulowany chyba przez Jacksona. Zobaczymy w dzisiejszym spotkaniu, ale ciągle zdobywał ponad 20 punktów średnio, często miał lepsze osiągnięcia w playoff, no i 3 mistrzowskie tytuły. Świetne odegranie Sprewella. Mówi się, że Byron Scott korzysta z dawnych pomysłów defensywy Los Angeles Lakers, ale niestety akurat walka pod tablicami to nie jest ich największy atut. Nawet w tym sezonie mają ujemne statystyki. Oni są przede wszystkim świetnymi defensorami. 16. No i znowu Harris. Znowu powrót do tych izolacji, które lubią grać Nowojorczycy. W obecnym sezonie jest 10 razy lepszy niż 3 lata temu, gdy po raz pierwszy próbował siłę w NBA. No przypomnijmy, no jednak blok Kiniona Martina, ale Stona. No teraz Charlie Ward pokazał klasę. 12-4 w tej kwarcie dla gości. Znowu strata New Jersey Nets. Obronili Nowojorczycy Chrisa Childsa. Teraz zupełnie.
Ale to chyba przypadek.
Kibice NBA powinni kibicować. To jest nice.